Chapter 4067. Those two scoundrels. I shouldn't have sent them to the martial pavilion. Yun Sinon was heartbroken. It was conceivable that if those two ignorant girls were standing in front of Yun Sinon at this moment, Yun Sinon would probably give them a slap and send them flying. Don't worry, Patriarch. If Zhang Chen really is the reincarnation of a great expert, with his breadth of mind, I don't think he will be bothered by such a small matter. After all, Yun Ying and Yun Zhe are still young. An elder said. It seems that we have to invite Zhang Chen to the Yun residence as a guest. As the clan leader of the Yun residence, I would like to express my apologies. Yun Sinon sighed. This time, he was going to invite Zhang Chen personally. Clan leader, are you going to come personally? An elder asked. That's right. I'll go personally. Yun Sinon said. Clan leader, in my opinion, why don't we let Iran do it? The elder said. It's more important if I invite him personally. Yun Sinon waved his hand. He had thought that the Yun residence had nothing to do with Zhang Chen. He didn't expect that something unpleasant had happened. Only if he, the clan leader, personally came to show his sincerity. Clan leader, I think it's better if Iran comes. Look at our Iran. She's slim and graceful. I think Zhang Chen is also young. Maybe he's still single. The elder said with a smile. He didn't finish his words, but the meaning was clear. That's right. Yun Sinon slapped his forehead. If Chen Iran could have that kind of relationship with Zhang Chen, then Zhang Chen would be the son-in-law of the Yun residence. Where else could he find such a good thing? In the entire Shenwu city, there were only a few people who were better than Chen Iran in terms of appearance and talent. Godfather, what are you talking about? Chen Iran's face was flushed. She covered her face and ran out. Ha ha. A burst of laughter came from behind. Outside the gates of the City Lord Manor, there was a long line of welcoming guests. The entire street outside the City Lord Manor was filled with people. When they heard that the City Lord Manor was going to invite all the teachers in the country, everyone wanted to come over and take a look. They wanted to see what the legendary Zhang Chen looked like. Xie Yunpeng was dressed very grandly. He wore a bright red robe and stood outside the gate to welcome them. Beside him stood an incomparably enchanting woman. She had a graceful figure and a pair of seductive eyes that not many men could resist. Brother Peng, is there a need for you to personally welcome a mere martial pavilion disciple in the Unity Origin realm? The girl pulled Xie Yunpeng's arm and said coquettishly. Little Ling, you can't speak carelessly. This Zhang Chen might very well be the reincarnation of an almighty being. It's my honor to have him come to our city lord's mansion. When you see Zhang Chen later, you must be polite. Xie Yunpeng instructed. Got it. Bai Shaoling agreed, but a trace of disgust and worry flashed in the depth of her eyes. Soon, Zhang Chen and a Huang dog arrived at the City Lord Manor under Xie Ting's lead. The grand scene really shocked Zhang Chen. This is a bit too much. Zhang Chen coughed lightly. Haha, I didn't expect my father to be so grand. But it's only right. With teacher's current prestige, my father will naturally come out to welcome you personally. As for the people of the divine martial city, they all want to see teacher's glory. Xie Ting smiled. In fact, even he didn't expect such a sensational scene. But this was also good. It would show that they valued Zhang Chen and the City Lord Manor's sincerity. Wakaka, not bad. Not bad. The people of the divine martial city are very friendly. They all came to admire Lord Dog's glory. De Huang Dog laughed loudly and his narcissism instantly soared. Where does your confidence come from? Zhang Chen said impatiently. Are you saying that Lord Dog is not majestic enough? Or that Lord Dog has embarrassed you? De Huang Dog was instantly annoyed and bared his teeth at Zhang Chen. No. Lord Dog is very majestic. Zhang Chen quickly admitted defeat. He didn't want to fight with De Huang Dog in public. If this dog bit his butt, then his beautiful image would be instantly destroyed. Look, he's here. Is that white-clothed young man Zhang Chen? It has to be him. He has a dog by his side, and young Master Xie Ting is so respectful towards him. Who else could it be other than Zhang Chen? He's so young. I can't believe that he has such abilities at the Unity Origin realm. That's too powerful. Everyone says that he's the reincarnation of a great expert. This time, he single-handedly helped the geniuses of the human race and killed all the genius disciples of the feather race. None of the feather race's geniuses walked out alive. He's really powerful. He's a hero of the human race. It would be great if I could build a relationship with him. What are you thinking about? Why are you daydreaming in broad daylight? Why don't you take a piss and look at yourself? You still want to build a relationship with Jiang Chen. The people of the divine martial city became restless. Countless pairs of fiery eyes fell on Jiang Chen. This teacher of the people was too attractive. Brother Jiang Chen. Xie Yunpeng saw Jiang Chen and strode over. He cupped his fists at Jiang Chen from afar. With his status in the city lord's mansion, there were no more than 10 people in the entire Crimson East region who could make him call his brother. Even the martial pavilion's sect leader, Wu Changtian, did not have such a grand welcome. The city lord is so polite. Jiang Chen is flattered. Jiang Chen cupped his fists and smiled. He had always been a person who would return the favor tenfold. As the city lord of the divine martial city, Xie Yunpeng was so polite to him, so Jiang Chen naturally couldn't put on airs. Your servant, Bai Shaoling, greets brother Jiang Chen. Bai Shaoling walked forward and bowed slightly to Jiang Chen. Aunt Ling rarely shows herself. My father must have arranged for her to come out and welcome me this time, Xie Ting said in a low voice. But judging from his attitude towards this woman, he was obviously not very friendly. Brother Jiang Chen, let me introduce you. This is my wife Bai Shaoling, my wife. Xie Yunpeng introduced. The city lord is really something. Hiding a mistress. Xie Ting, why isn't your mother by your father's side? De Huang Dog didn't hold back when he spoke. I won't hide it from teacher De Huang. My mother passed away early, Xie Ting said. Obviously, he didn't want to talk about his mother. Jiang Chen and De Huang Dog's eyes fell on Bai Shaoling at the same time. Both of their pupils couldn't help but shrink. Bai Shaoling had a smile on her face, but her eyes were avoiding them. She didn't dare to look at them. Good girl. She hides it well. De Huang Dog transmitted his voice to Jiang Chen. She's a vixen. Her body is filled with the scent of a human. If it wasn't you and I, ordinary people wouldn't be able to tell. I see that Xie Yunpeng looks tough on the surface, but he's actually weak internally. His qi and blood are in a deficit. It seems to be related to this vixen. Chapter 4068. What should we do? Should we get rid of her? The Xie father and son are definitely in the dark. This vixen has some methods to conceal her demonic qi. She looks like a human no matter how you look at her, but she can't escape our eyes. De Huang Dog said. Just act according to the circumstances. Don't be reckless. Jiang Chen stopped De Huang Dog. It was best not to act rashly without knowing the truth. He needed to continue observing. Bai Shaoling raised her head and glanced at Jiang Chen, then immediately shifted her gaze away. Unknowingly, her back was already drenched in sweat. Under Jiang Chen's gaze, she had a feeling that she had nowhere to hide. This was also the reason why Bai Shaoling was unwilling to come out to greet them. She was already afraid when she heard that Jiang Chen might be the reincarnation of a powerful expert. She was afraid of being exposed. However, in front of Jiang Chen and De Huang Dog, this little trick was nothing. Their eyes were comparable to Long Shursan's fiery eyes of gold. Under their gaze, no demon or monster could hide. Brother Jiang Chen, please come in. Xie Yunpeng made a gesture of invitation to Jiang Chen with a heroic spirit. City Lord, please. Jiang Chen politely said, then walked into the City Lord's mansion side by side with Xie Yunpeng. In the hall of the City Lord's mansion, Xie Yunpeng and his son held a banquet. 3 Earth Source Realm experts of the City Lord's mansion also greeted Jiang Chen. They did not dare to slight Jiang Chen in the slightest. Even the City Lord was so polite to Jiang Chen, let alone them. Moreover, they already knew about Jiang Chen's deeds. Even the peak Earth Source Realm experts and elders of the Martial Pavilion had sought guidance from Jiang Chen. How could they be disrespectful to Jiang Chen? They had the same thoughts this time. How could they miss such a great opportunity? The banquet began. Bai Shaoling found an excuse to leave, leaving the group of men behind. After 3 rounds of wine, one of the Earth Source Realm experts spoke first. Brother Jiang Chen, I've also encountered some problems with my cultivation recently. I wonder if Brother Jiang Chen can help me? The one who spoke was Zhang Shun, the head butler of the City Lord's mansion. He had followed Xie Yunpeng for many years and had contributed greatly to the City Lord's mansion. His hands were stained with the blood of the winged race. He had killed at least 1,000 winged race people. Your Tanzhong acupoint is suppressed by fire poison. It hurts once a day. If you don't treat it soon, you'll die from the fire poison in 3 years. Zhang Chen looked at Zhang Shun and said. Hearing this, Zhang Shun suddenly stood up from his seat, and the wine cup in his hand fell to the ground with a clatter. The problem with his Tanzhong acupoint was a secret that even Xie Yunpeng didn't know about. Zhang Shun shot up from his seat, the wine cup in his hand falling to the ground with a clatter. The problem with his Tanzhong acupoint was his secret. Even Xie Yunpeng did not know about it. But today, Jiang Chen had accurately described his symptoms with just a glance. How could Zhang Shun not be shocked? Zhang Shun was beyond excited. The last shred of doubt he'd had towards Jiang Chen in the depths of his heart instantly vanished without a trace. Zhang Shun was overwhelmed with emotion. The last shred of doubt he had for Jiang Chen in the depths of his heart instantly disappeared. He was not the only one who was shocked. Apart from Xie Ting, everyone else stared at Jiang Chen in shock. Xie Yunpeng was no exception. Teacher, save me. Zhang Shun took a step back and was about to kneel on the ground, but Jiang Chen reacted quickly and grabbed him. Zhang Shun could not help but feel emotional. This was a matter of life and death. Moreover, he was certain that Jiang Chen was the reincarnation of a powerful expert. It did not seem shameful for him to kneel to the reincarnation of a powerful expert. Moreover, the only one who could save his life now was Jiang Chen. Well said. Steward Zhang has made great contributions to the human race. How can I, Jiang Chen, not save you? As Jiang Chen said this, he suddenly stretched out a finger and pointed at Zhang Shun's Tanzhong acupoint. Zhang Shun did not dodge or evade. He had absolute trust in Jiang Chen. A stream of raging fire entered Zhang Shun's body through Jiang Chen's finger, rushing into his Tanzhong acupoint. The flames transformed into a fire dragon, opening its mouth wide and devouring all of the fire poison that had accumulated in Zhang Shun's acupoint. In the next moment, the flame rushed out of Zhang Shun's body and returned to Jiang Chen's hand. Zhang Shun cultivated a fire attribute cultivation technique, but how could the flames on his body compare to Jiang Chen's? Mere fire poison was instantly subdued by Jiang Chen's flames. Feel it again. Jiang Chen smiled. Zhang Shun had yet to recover from his earlier shock, but Jiang Chen's treatment had already ended. Wasn't this a little too fast? Zhang Shun did not dare to believe it. He hurriedly checked his body and discovered that the fire poison that had accumulated in his Tanzhong acupoint for many years had disappeared. That dull pain in his body had also completely disappeared. His body suddenly felt refreshed like never before. All right, haha, the fire poison is gone. This is too miraculous. Zhang Shun has no way to repay teacher's life-saving grace. Please accept my bow. Zhang Shun's agitation was indescribable. He hurriedly bowed deeply to Jiang Chen to express his gratitude. Xie Yunpeng and the rest were shocked to the extreme. They did not even see how Jiang Chen did it, but he had so easily resolved Zhang Shun's chronic illness. Such a miraculous mystic art, if they did not see it with their own eyes, how could they believe it? Teacher is truly a godly person. Indeed, knowing someone by reputation is not as good as meeting them in person. My horizons have truly been broadened. The other 2 ninth-layer Earth Source experts also expressed their admiration. The way they addressed Jiang Chen also changed, from Brother Jiang Chen to Teacher. Housekeeper Zhang, your cultivation technique has caused you to go against the flow. You can improve it in the future. Now that the fire poison has been resolved, if you practice your cultivation technique properly, you should be able to reach the heavenly source realm in half a year. Jiang Chen said to Zhang Shun. Thank you for your guidance, teacher. Zhang Shun was overwhelmed with emotions. He had never been so excited in his entire life. Breaking through to the heavenly source realm had been his lifelong dream, and he had thought that it would be impossible for him to achieve it. Who would have thought that Jiang Chen would give him hope, endless hope? Reaching the heavenly source realm in half a year was like a dream to Zhang Shun. Even now, he still felt that it was a dream. It did not feel realistic at all. Teacher, we also have questions. Please guide us. Yes, teacher. The other 2 ninth-layer Earth Source experts could no longer sit still. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If they missed it, wouldn't they be struck by lightning? They still had a sliver of doubt towards Jiang Chen before, but now that they had personally witnessed Jiang Chen's abilities, They did not dare to doubt him at all. The two of them fought to be the first to voice their questions, looking at Jiang Chen with pleading gazes. If Jiang Chen could help them, it would be a wonderful thing. Chapter 4069. After 3 rounds of wine, the 3 ninth heavenly layer earth source experts of the City Lord's estate were already filled with admiration for Jiang Chen. They were truly grateful to him. Zhang Shun and the others all patted their chests and promised that if Jiang Chen needed any help in the future, they would not even bat an eyelid at all. Even if they had to climb a mountain of blades or dive into a sea of flames, they would do it without hesitation. This was especially true for Zhang Shun. Jiang Chen had helped him clear the fire poison in his body. This was the same as saving Zhang Shun's life. Just like what Jiang Chen had said, if the fire poison in Zhang Shun's body wasn't cleared as soon as possible, he would only have 3 more years to live. There's no need to be so polite. Jiang Chen only lifted a finger to help, said Jiang Chen. He had a very good impression of the people of the City Lord's estate. In reality, the humans of the Crimson East region gave Jiang Chen a very good impression. It was because the overall environment was good. He had experienced many things, but this was the first time he had seen such a united place. There were basically no conflicts between humans, only fights with the winged race. Teacher, why don't you take a look at my father and see if he has any problems that he needs to solve? Xie Ting took the initiative to ask. He had already seen Xie Yunpeng hesitate 3 times. He understood his father far too well. Xie Yunpeng had personally seen Jiang Chen guide his 3 subordinates, so it would be impossible for him not to be tempted. However, he was a heavenly source expert after all, and the City Lord, so he was a little embarrassed to ask for help. Problems? There's a big problem. Your father's about to be squeezed dry by the vixen. De Huang Dog had long since been unable to hold it in any longer. When he heard Xie Ting's question, his straightforward nature immediately blurted out. Squeezed dry by the vixen? To the City Lord of the City Lord's estate, this was undoubtedly extremely rude. However, De Huang Dog did not care about this. This dog did not seem to have any manners. Teacher De Huang, what do you mean by that? Xie Ting's expression changed as he looked at De Huang. Xie Yunping's expression also darkened instantly. It was obvious that he was very unhappy with De Huang Dog's words. If it wasn't for the sake of Jiang Chen, Xie Yunpeng would have flown into a rage on the spot. Lord City Master, there is no need to be angry. What this brother of mine said is the truth. Jiang Chen said indifferently. Since De Huang Dog had spoken, then this layer of window paper had been pierced through. Regarding Bai Xiaoling's matter, it was time to get to the bottom of it. Brother Jiang Chen, what do you mean by that? Xie Yunpeng frowned. City Lord, your vitality is almost depleted. If this continues, the consequences will be unimaginable. If your cultivation base doesn't improve, it will deteriorate completely. Once your vitality is depleted, it will be your doomsday. Jiang Chen said that he was not exaggerating at all. Father, is what teacher said true? Xie Ting looked at Xie Yunpeng anxiously. At this moment, Xie Yunpeng was like a deflated balloon. His previously high-spirited aura had withered. Brother Jiang Chen is right. Recently, I have indeed felt that my vitality is insufficient. When I cultivate, I will feel dizzy from time to time. Not only did my cultivation base not improve, but it also felt like I was floating. To be honest, when I fought with Zhao Lingxiao on Mount Chiliang, I felt that my strength was not weak. I tried to take some elixirs to strengthen my vitality, but it didn't work at all. Xie Yunpeng said, Teacher, please help my father. Xie Ting suddenly stood up from his seat and bowed deeply to Jiang Chen. Ever since he entered the martial pavilion, he had less contact with Xie Yunpeng and did not care enough about his father. Moreover, with Bai Xiaoling by his father's side, Xie Ting originally had a slight dislike for Bai Xiaoling. Hence, he rarely had the chance to meet Xie Yunpeng. Of course I will help, but I hope City Lord can answer my next question sincerely. Jiang Chen looked at Xie Yunpeng. Brother Jiang Chen, please ask. How can I not be honest? Xie Yunpeng said. He had now realized the seriousness of his problem. In fact, even if Jiang Chen did not say anything today, he had been looking for a way to at least find out the reason for this situation. It should be known that the cultivation method and battle skill that he cultivated were all existences of extreme yang. Vigorous qi and blood had always been his most important characteristic. Xie Yunpeng was completely bewildered by this sudden situation of having his qi and blood depletion. He could not find the slightest reason for this at all. I want to know Bai Xiaoling's true identity. Jiang Chen went straight to the point. Xiaoling. Aunt Ling, Xie Yunpeng and his father's expressions froze. Obviously, they did not expect that this matter would involve a woman. Bai Xiaoling is a girl that I saved when I was traveling a year ago. In order to repay me for saving her life, she is willing to follow me. That's all. Xie Yunpeng said. Little Chenzi, it seems that this vixen has a premeditated plan. De Huang Dog laughed. This matter was very obvious. Bai Xiaoling was a demon fox, but she had never told Xie Yunpeng about it. If she really wanted to repay Xie Yunpeng for saving her life, there was no need to hide it. Moreover, Xie Yunpeng's deficiency of vitality was obviously related to Bai Xiaoling. What vixen? Xie Yunpeng frowned. It seems that City Lord still does not know that your wife, Bai Xiaoling, is a demon fox. Although she used a secret technique to conceal her demonic aura, she can't hide it from my eyes. If my guess is right, Bai Xiaoling should have let you save her on purpose a year ago. This itself is a conspiracy. Bai Xiaoling approached you in order to destroy you. Therefore, she sucked your vitality dry. City Lord, you are the pillar of the human race. Once you fall, there will naturally be someone who will feel proud. Jiang Chen said. What? Xie Yunpeng abruptly stood up from his seat. His entire face began to distort. He couldn't believe this matter at all. If these words didn't come from Jiang Chen's mouth, he would have already made his move. Brother Jiang Chen, don't speak nonsense. I don't believe that Xiaoling would harm me. For the past year, she has been obedient to me and managed the affairs of the City Lord residence. Even if she didn't make any contributions, she still put in a lot of effort. How could she be a demon fox? Xie Yunpeng was completely unwilling to believe this fact. From the depths of his heart, he was unwilling to accept it. Because for the past year, he had poured too much effort into Bai Xiaoling. He trusted Bai Xiaoling too much. If Bai Xiaoling was really as Jiang Chen said, a demon fox that came to harm him, Xie Yunpeng's heart would probably be hurt to death. Why? City Lord, are you doubting me? Chapter 40-70. Seeing that Jiang Chen was angry, Xie Ting and the 3 experts of the 9th layer of the Earth Source realm all stood up. Master, please calm down. My father didn't do it on purpose. Xie Ting said. I say, big brother, Bai Xiaoling is so charming. She might really be a fox demon. It might really be a trap for her to get close to you. Zhang Shun pulled Xie Yunpeng's arm. This matter is simple. Just let the madam come and ask her. Another person said. Ting, go get Bai Xiaoling. Xie Yunpeng said to Xie Ting, then sat down on a chair. He was like a frosted eggplant. He was unwilling to accept this cruel reality, but he already had an answer in his heart. He chose to believe in Jiang Chen. He believed in Jiang Chen's ability. If it was someone else, he would definitely not believe it. But Jiang Chen was different. He was the reincarnation of a powerful expert. He had many methods and abilities, and could be said to be an extraordinary person. Such a person would definitely not speak without thinking. Moreover, his blood qi was in deficit. Calculating the time, this situation only happened after Bai Xiaoling came. Before Bai Xiaoling came to the City Lord's manor, Xie Yunpeng had always been a hot-blooded man. If this was the case, everything would make sense. Otherwise, there would be no reason for his blood and qi to suddenly have a problem. All right. Xie Ting left, and not long after, he returned with Bai Xiaoling. Bai Xiaoling had a graceful figure, and when she walked, she was filled with charm from head to toe. Such a peerless beauty. It was believed that no man in this world would be able to resist her. Husband. Bai Xiaoling saluted Xie Yunpeng, looking very dignified. A lady like her couldn't be associated with a demon fox no matter how one looked at it. Even Zhang Shun and the other 2 felt that Jiang Chen was mistaken. Xiaoling, brother Jiang Chen said that you're a fox demon. In the past year, you've been sucking my blood and qi, causing my blood and qi to be in deficit. I want to know if this is true. Xie Yunpeng was also a straightforward person. He did not beat around the bush at all. He looked at Bai Xiaoling with a burning gaze, hoping to get a negative answer from Bai Xiaoling because he really could not accept this fact. Husband, why do you say that? Bai Xiaoling opened her mouth wide, pretending to be shocked. She then looked at Jiang Chen and said, "Teacher Jiang Chen, everyone respects you and calls you teacher of the nation. I don't know why you would slander a little girl like me for no reason at all." Seeing this, Jiang Chen laughed out loud. This little fox still dared to play dumb in front of him. This was her last struggle. Unfortunately, this kind of struggle was meaningless in front of Jiang Chen. Damn it, this little fox is quite stubborn. De Huang Dog chuckled. "Bai Shaoling, you don't have to pretend in front of me. Your little tricks are just child's play in front of me. Even demons have emotions. I've always believed that in this world, demons are the same as humans. The city lord saved your life, yet you repay his kindness with enmity. In the past year, how has the city lord treated you? Don't you feel guilty?" Jiang Chen looked at Bai Shaoling. "I don't know what you're talking about. My husband saved my life, so I'm naturally grateful. I'll follow my husband wholeheartedly. If teacher Jiang Chen slander the servant again, don't blame the servant for being impolite." Bai Shaoling was angry. A wave of qi was released from her body. A cultivation of the third heavenly layer of the earth source realm was quite powerful, but it was a pity that this cultivation was too weak in this place. Humph. A little fox dares to act rashly in front of me. Sovereign Buddha Light, reveal yourself. Jiang Chen coldly snorted. He suddenly waved his hand, and an enormous golden Buddhist hand suddenly appeared above Bai Shaoling's head. In an instant, boundless Buddha light began to ripple, filling the entire sky above the city lord's mansion. The supreme Buddha light shone on everything. Under this supreme Buddha light, all the demons and ghosts in the world had nowhere to hide. "Ah!" Bai Shaoling, who was originally charging forward, suddenly let out a shrill cry under the illumination of the boundless Buddhist light. Within the envelopment of the Buddhist light, a white fox with a sharp mouth and 9 tails suddenly appeared behind him. "Nine-tailed fox!" Zhang Shun roared. At this moment, Xie Yunpeng was completely paralyzed on his seat. He couldn't have the slightest doubt in the face of the truth. "Bastard! It's really a fox demon." A powerful aura began to envelop Bai Shaoling. "Why?" Xie Yunpeng yelled. This moment was cruel to Xie Yunpeng, but the truth would always be the truth. If the truth was not revealed, Xie Yunpeng would forever be kept in the dark. "Jiang Chen, you've ruined my plans. I'll kill you." Bai Shaoling's body shook, turning into a soaring fox demon. Her 9 tails were like 9 silk ribbons, sweeping towards Jiang Chen. "Fox demon, don't be arrogant." Zhang Shun leapt up and grabbed Bai Shaoling's tail with his bare hands. With a forceful pull, Bai Shaoling was thrown to the ground. Bai Shaoling instantly lost the ability to fight. Bai Shaoling's cultivation was only at the 3rd heavenly layer of the earth source realm. Compared to Zhang Shun, the difference was too great. They weren't even on the same level. It was undoubtedly a fool's dream for Bai Shaoling to launch a sneak attack on Jiang Chen in front of so many experts. Moreover, even without so many experts present, Bai Shaoling might not even be able to defeat Jiang Chen with her strength. Jiang Chen was currently at the peak of the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm, only a step away from the 9th heavenly layer. With his battle prowess, he could even fight 3rd heavenly layers of the Earth Source realm if he used his draconic transformation. Bai Shaoling was restrained by Zhang Shun, lying on the ground with blood dripping from the corner of her mouth. Her tail swayed back and forth on the ground. "A year ago, you purposely made me save you from the winged people, right?" Xie Yunpeng couldn't help but ask as he looked at Bai Shaoling. "That's right. Although I'm a fox demon, I've already submitted to the winged people. Zhao Lingxiao is my foster father, and he was the one who arranged for me to be by your side. What a pity, what a pity. That damn Jiang Chen messed things up. Otherwise, you would have been crippled in another half a year. Once Xie Yunpeng is crippled, the peak battle prowess of the human race will be reduced by half, and will be even further away from extinction," Bai Shaoling said coldly. Bai Shaoling said in an incomparably cold tone. Since the matter had already been exposed, there was no point in hiding anymore. Once this matter was exposed, it would only result in death. Bai Shaoling was very clear about this point, so he didn't even beg for mercy. Crack, crack. Xie Yunpeng clenched his fist so hard that it cracked. His other hand held onto the armrest of the chair. The armrest had already begun to deform in his hand. Anger, despair, heartbreak, these endless negative emotions appeared in Xie Yunpeng's body at this moment, almost causing his body to explode. Chapter 4071. Damned Fox Demon. How dare you sneak into my residence? You're courting death. Xueqi was burning with rage. A sword appeared in his hand, and without any explanation, he chopped off Bai Xiaoling's head with one slash. Blood flowed on the ground. Bai Xiaoling was dead, killed by Xueqi himself. Xie Yunpeng did not have the slightest bit of reaction. The scene became strangely quiet. Only the sound of heavy breathing could be heard. Everyone knew that Xie Yunpeng must be feeling terrible in his heart. Looks like I shouldn't have come today. I've broken the peace of the city lord's residence. Jiang Chen said indifferently. What are you saying, teacher? If you hadn't come, I'm afraid that no one would have seen through Bai Xiaoling's scheme. My father and I were both kept in the dark. A spy from the feather race had sneaked into the huge city lord's residence. If this matter were to spread, the city lord's residence would lose face. Xueqi hurriedly said. Xie Yunpeng took a deep breath, calming himself down from his anger. He was a heavenly source expert after all, so his mind was not as weak as ordinary people. Although he wasn't willing to accept that such a thing had happened to him, if he knew the truth, he would personally end Bai Xiaoling's life. Zhao Lingxiao's adopted daughter has accompanied me for a year. How ironic, how ironic. I, Xie Yunpeng, have almost become the laughingstock of the entire human race. Xie Yunpeng looked up to the sky and sighed. This matter would nail him, Xie Yunpeng, to the pillar of shame. Afterwards, Xie Yunpeng stood up and bowed deeply to Jiang Chen. Brother Jiang Chen, I can't repay you for saving my life. I'm ashamed. Xie Yunpeng had no reason not to be grateful to Jiang Chen. Just as Bai Xiaoling had said, if Jiang Chen had not come today, he would have become a cripple in another half a year. At that time, the harpies would invade, and he, Xie Yunpeng, would not be able to do anything to help. The city lord, who was supposed to be omnipotent in the eyes of others, would become a useless cripple. That kind of scene was unimaginable. Teacher's kindness to the city lord mansion is simply too great. Zhang Shun sighed. The benefits that Jiang Chen brought to the city lord's mansion today were too great. Not only did he help the three old fellows solve their fundamental problem, but he also got rid of the traitor in the city lord's mansion. Zhao Lingxiao actually dared to set his sights on me. I'll definitely settle this debt with him. Zhang Shun, find someone to arrange for Bai Xiaoling's corpse to be thrown out of the rising sky feather mountain. I'll let him know that this is the consequence of trying to set his sights on me. Xie Yunpeng was furious. All right, I'll arrange it later. Zhang Shun nodded, then he looked at Jiang Chen and asked, Teacher, do you have any methods to help my big brother recover his lost blood and qi? Zhang Shun's words were also what the others wanted to say. Everyone, including Xueqi and Xie Yunpeng, looked at Jiang Chen, their eyes filled with endless desire and expectation. That's right, although Bai Xiaoling had been eliminated, Xie Yunpeng's fundamental problem had not been solved. His nearly empty vitality was not so easy to replenish. According to Jiang Chen, the current Xie Yunpeng had already injured his foundation, so it would be extremely difficult for him to recover. It's simple. Jiang Chen uttered two words indifferently. And it was these two words that made the people in the city lord's mansion excited. Especially Xueqi, who almost cheered. Words like simple were not something that just anyone could say. If these words were said by an outsider, they would definitely scoff at it and think that it was bragging. But when these words came from Jiang Chen, it became a matter of course. Since Jiang Chen said it was simple, then there was definitely no problem. Until now, there was nothing that Jiang Chen could not do. In the hearts of the people, there was already a fixed understanding that Jiang Chen was omnipotent. Thank you, teacher. Xueqi hurriedly cupped his fists to express his gratitude. This kindness was too great. Brother Jiang Chen, Xie, thank you very much. Xie Yunpeng was extremely sincere. This was his sincerest gratitude. There was no way he could not thank Jiang Chen. Just like Zhang Shun, Jiang Chen had given him a new lease of life. Because of Jiang Chen, Xie Yunpeng did not let the city lord of the divine martial city sink into despair. If his vitality could not be replenished, Xie Yunpeng's future cultivation base would no longer be able to advance, and might even decline instead. As a representative of the human race, this was something that Xie Yunpeng absolutely could not tolerate. Xueqi, go and prepare a set of ingredients for refining the dragon qi pill. Jiang Chen said. After that, he found a brush and ink, wrote down the pill formula for the dragon qi pill, and handed it to Xueqi. Xie Yunping's problem was very serious, but it was nothing to Jiang Chen. A dragon qi pill, in addition to Jiang Chen's myriad source qi, would allow Xie Yunpeng to recover completely. There might even be other unexpected benefits. Dragon qi pill. I've heard of this pill before. It's incomparably complicated to concoct, and it's incomparably precious. It can be said to be priceless. Zhang Shun sighed. Yeah, I didn't expect teacher to be such an amazing alchemist. What a godly person. Another person said. At this moment, they no longer had any doubts. They firmly believed that Jiang Chen was the reincarnation of a supreme being. So amazing, other than the reincarnation of a supreme being, what else could he be? Xie Ting did not dare to be negligent. He took the pill formula and went to look for the ingredients. The city lord's mansion was very powerful. Apart from the martial pavilion, no one could compare to it. Moreover, the city lord's mansion itself had its own pill shop, which had accumulated a lot of ingredients. They even had a stock of the rare dragon sun grass. Xie Ting left very quickly, and returned very quickly as well. Not long after, he returned with a batch of pills. Teacher, the ingredients for refining the dragon qi pill are all here. Take a look and see if it's enough. Xie Ting placed the ingredients on the ground. Jiang Chen took a look. Good heavens, with so many ingredients, he could at least refine 3 or 4 dragon qi pills. Ah Ting, you're looking down on my alchemy skills. Jiang Chen chuckled. Xie Ting's motive for gathering so many ingredients was very obvious. He was definitely afraid that Jiang Chen would make a mistake. If the alchemy failed, there were still spare ingredients that could be used. This matter concerned his father's life, so Xie Ting naturally took it to heart. After being seen through by Jiang Chen, Xie Ting's face turned red. I, Xie Ting, have great respect for teacher. I'll gift these extra ingredients to teacher. Since you're so careful, it would be impolite of me to refuse. Jiang Chen chuckled. He would never reject benefits. Many of these ingredients were genuine. They might be useful in the future. Thank you, Brother Jiang Chen. I'm really ashamed. Chapter 4072. Jiang Chen did not boast. With a wave of his hand, he picked up the ingredients on the ground. They were ingredients for the dragon qi pill. Powerful spirit force rippled out. With his current spirit force, he could refine a peak grade 3 pill. To put it bluntly, the dragon qi pill refined by Jiang Chen was fatally attractive even to a heavenly source expert like Xie Yunpeng. Jiang Chen's spirit was just too powerful. Although his personal strength was still weak, his spirit force had already reached the 6th or even the 7th heavenly layer of the earth source realm. All the ingredients were tossed into the sea of flames by Jiang Chen. This unique method stunned Xie Yunpeng, Zhang Shun and the others. Although they were not alchemists, they had some understanding of alchemy. The city lord's estate had its own pill store and powerful alchemists, so they had seen quite a few alchemists refine pills. However, this was the first time they had seen Jiang Chen refine 81 ingredients at the same time. Won't he fail? Someone exclaimed. Teacher Jiang Chen is too amazing. I'm afraid the word failure doesn't exist in his hands. Don't forget, Teacher Jiang Chen is an almighty being. Even in alchemy, I'm afraid he's a unique master. Zhang Shun sighed. Although he'd never seen such a unique method of refining pills, with his understanding of Jiang Chen, even if it was only a short time, he still believed that Jiang Chen would never fail. 3 minutes later, a crisp sound could be heard coming from the sea of fire. Following that, a blood-red light shot out, and a pill that contained a powerful qi and blood began to float in the hall. In an instant, the entire hall was filled with the fragrance of medicine. City Lord, please accept it. Jiang Chen withdrew his flames and spirit force, and the dragon qi pill automatically flew over to Xie Yunpeng. Xie Yunpeng was still immersed in the shock of Jiang Chen's pill refinement. Only when the pill floated in front of him did he return to his senses. Xie Yunpeng held the pill in his hand. When he saw the quality of the pill, he could not help but tremble. His eyes widened as if he had seen the most unbelievable thing in the world. This is a peak grade 3 dragon qi pill. 100% effectiveness pill. Xie Yunping's voice was almost hoarse when he called it 100% effectiveness pill. Shocking. This was just too shocking. There were very few things in the Crimson East region that could shock a city lord like him. However, the pill before him had truly stunned Xie Yunpeng, allowing a heavenly source expert like him to gain more knowledge than he had in his entire life. 100% effectiveness pill. A peak grade 3 pill. This was the first time such a pill had appeared in the entire Crimson East region. Even the pavilion master of the Martial Pavilion, Dan Qingzi, who was a grade 4 alchemist, could not refine a dragon chi pill of such a grade. More importantly, Jiang Chen had only used 3 minutes to refine the pill. To ordinary alchemists, 3 minutes was not even enough time to prepare. It had simply happened in the blink of an eye. Miraculous. There was actually such a miraculous person in this world. If they had not seen it with their own eyes, no one would have believed it even if they were beaten to death. Even when Xie Yunpeng held the pill in his hand, he still felt like he was in a dream. It was unreal, too unreal. How could there be such a powerful method in this world? Zhang Shun, Xie Ting and the others were so shocked that they could not speak. They looked at each other, wanting to say something, but they found that they could not find any words to express their current feelings. Xie Ting, in particular, had seen too many methods of Jiang Chen. He had guided tens of thousands of people and was the founder of cultivation. He had seen Jiang Chen break the 8 Gates maze formation alone, and he had seen Jiang Chen in the Qingyuan lightning pool like a spring breeze, but he had never seen Jiang Chen refine pills. He knew that Jiang Chen was an alchemist, or he would not have joined the Purple Pill Pavilion. However, he didn't expect Jiang Chen's alchemy skills to be at such a level. It was almost miraculous. As a high-ranking figure in the Divine Martial City, they had seen too many people and things. Jiang Chen had suddenly refreshed their knowledge and made them realize that alchemy could be so easy and casual. If the alchemists of the City Lord's mansion were to see this, they would most likely start to doubt their lives and doubt whether they were suitable for alchemy. You bastard! You're showing off again. De Huang Dog snorted disdainfully. Now, Jiang Chen had shown off the entire human clan in the Red East region. The Martial Pavilion and the City Lord's mansion had been completely conquered by him. Now, only the Yun mansion was left. Brother Jiang Chen is really a godly person. I Xie Ting have seen it. Xie Yunpeng was astounded. Calling Jiang Chen brother felt somewhat awkward. He really wanted to call Jiang Chen teacher like the others, because in his point of view, he wasn't qualified to call Jiang Chen brother. Although his current cultivation base was far beyond Jiang Chen's, it was only a matter of time before Jiang Chen surpassed him, and it wouldn't take too long for Jiang Chen to surpass him. Although his cultivation base was far beyond Jiang Chen's, it was only a matter of time before Jiang Chen surpassed him. City Lord, I will now help you refine the Dragon Energy Pill and help you recover. As a top representative of the human clan, Jiang Chen naturally has to help you. From a selfless point of view, the battle with the Yu clan in the future can't be without you, City Lord. Jiang Chen said. For him, this was a simple matter. Saving Xie Yunping's life was good for himself and the human clan. Now that he was in the Red East region, it was necessary for him to befriend a big shot like Xie Yunping. All right. Xie Yunping nodded, then turned to Xie Ting and said, Ting, remove the things here and make some space. Yes, father. Xie Ting nodded. Several people quickly tidied up the hall. Xie Yunpeng sat cross-legged in the center of the hall according to Jiang Chen's instructions. City Lord, swallow the Dragon Energy Pill. Jiang Chen said. Xie Yunpeng did not dare to be negligent. Following Jiang Chen's instructions, he swallowed the Dragon Energy Pill in one gulp. The Dragon Energy Pill was extremely vigorous, containing unparalleled energy and medicinal power. However, Xie Yunpeng was a heavenly source expert after all, so he could completely resist the impact of the powerful medicinal power. He did not have to worry about his body exploding. Jiang Chen placed one hand on the top of Xie Yunping's head. The myriad qi and wood qi flowed into Xie Yunping's body like a spirit spring. The myriad qi was helping Xie Yunpeng recover his lost origin energy. Once his origin energy was restored, he would be fine. The powerful blood and qi contained in the Dragon Energy Pill was enough to make up for Xie Yunping's lost qi and blood. Chapter 4073. 2 hours later, Jiang Chen withdrew his palm. Xie Yunping's face was flushed. He did not wake up immediately. His entire body seemed to have entered a certain state of cultivation. Although Xie Yunpeng had not woken up, Zhang Shun and the others had very good eyesight. With their eyesight, they could see that Xie Yunping's qi and blood were extremely vigorous at this moment. His entire aura was different. This made them breathe a big sigh of relief. Teacher, how is my father? Xueqi asked with great anticipation. Don't worry. The damage to his origin has been healed. He is now digesting what he has gained this time. He will probably be in seclusion for half a month. Let the city lord continue his seclusion here. Don't disturb him, Zhongchen said. Okay, I'll make the arrangements. Within half a month, seal this place. No one from the city lord's mansion is allowed to enter, Xueqi said. Xueqi said. This matter was related to his father's cultivation, so how could he be negligent? Well, now that the matter of the city lord's mansion has been resolved, I'll leave now, Zhongchen said and strode out of the main hall. I'll also go do what I need to do. I'll send the demon fox's corpse to the Sky Feather Mountain. This time, it's all thanks to teacher Zhongchen. Without Zhongchen, my elder brother and the entire city lord's mansion would have been kept in the dark. If this demon fox had been given another half a year, his plot would have completely succeeded. We must settle this score with Zhao Lingxiao. We'll send the demon fox's corpse to show off first. Zhang Shun's aura shook, and his eyes fell on the demon fox's corpse. His eyes were full of coldness. The city lord's mansion will never forget teacher Zhang Chen's great kindness to the city lord's mansion. If teacher needs any help from the city lord's mansion in the future, the city lord's mansion will definitely not decline. Another expert at the ninth heaven of the earth source realm said righteously. Well said. Zhang Chen nodded and strode out of the city lord's mansion. Xueqi and the others sent him off. Soon, they arrived at the gate of the city lord's mansion. At that moment, 3 figures rushed in a panic. It was Feng Tianhua and the other 2. Behind them were 2 other people. They were Yun Xinan and Chen Yiren. Zhang Chen could not help but be a little surprised when he saw Feng Tianhua and the other 2. These 3 old fellows should be refining the dragon energy pill at this time. With their abilities, it was impossible for them to refine a peak 3rd grade 100% dragon energy pill in such a short time. Why would they come here? Moreover, looking at their anxious expressions, it seemed that something was going to happen. Master, something bad has happened, Feng Tianhua quickly said when he saw Zhang Chen. Why are you panicking? Is the sky falling down? Zhang Chen frowned. This old fellow had lived for so long, but his temperament was actually so bad. The Harpies have issued a declaration of war, Feng Tianhua said. What challenge? Zhang Chen asked. The 5th young master of the Harpies has issued a declaration of war to you. He wants you to fight him to the death on Chilling Mountain in 3 days, Feng Tianhua said. Then, he handed over a piece of paper and handed it to Zhang Chen. Absolutely not. Yun Xinan, who had just walked over from behind, said loudly. He then walked over to Zhang Chen in a few steps. Yun Xinan had brought Chen Yiren to invite Zhang Chen to the Yun residence as a guest. Logically speaking, it was a little inappropriate for them to directly come to the city lord's mansion to invite him. After all, Zhang Chen was a distinguished guest of the city lord's mansion. However, Yun Xinan did not care about this, especially when he knew that his 2 precious daughters had once offended Zhang Chen. He could not wait to invite him. If he waited until Zhang Chen returned to the martial pavilion before inviting Zhang Chen, it would be very troublesome for Zhang Chen. Uncle Yun, why are you here? Xueqi was a little surprised to see Yun Xinan. I originally came to invite brother Zhang Chen to the Yun residence as a guest, but I did not expect to encounter a declaration of war from the Harpies, Yun Xinan said. He directly stated his purpose of coming. He was a frank person. At the very least, he did not play any tricks in front of Zhang Chen. Why did clan leader Yun say that we absolutely cannot do this? Zhang Chen looked at Yun Xinan. He had met Yun Xinan once before on Chilling Mountain, so he still had some impression of him. As for Yun Xinan's invitation to be a guest, Zhang Chen could understand it. The purpose of this declaration was the same as Xie Yunping's. Definitely not. The Harpies are now scheming to get rid of you. Even Zhao Lingxiao personally attacked you. Now, you are the biggest threat to the Harpies. The Harpies want to get rid of you quickly. In my opinion, the decisive battle on Chilling Mountain must be another conspiracy. Zhao Lingxiao is a cunning guy, so he must have some tricks up his sleeves. Have you forgotten about the Star Lord's relics? Yun Xinan said. Hearing this, although Zhang Chen did not take it seriously, he still looked at Yun Xinan with gratitude. At least Yun Xinan was really thinking about his safety. Moreover, as far as I know, the 5th young master of the Harpies, Zhao Ganqing, has already reached the third heaven of the Earth Source realm. He is very difficult to deal with. The third heaven of the Earth Source realm? That's interesting. Jiang Chen's lips curled into a smile. If the fifth young master was not powerful, he would not be interested. If Zhao Ganqing was an expert of the third heaven of the Earth Source realm, Jiang Chen would feel a little pressure. His current cultivation was infinitely close to the ninth heaven of the Unity Source realm. All he needed was an opportunity, and the battle with Zhao Ganqing was an opportunity. Jiang Chen was almost certain that he could reach the ninth heaven of the Unity Source realm during the battle with the fifth young master. If he reached the ninth heaven of the Unity Source realm, coupled with the merging dragon transformation, the fifth young master would be. What was there to be afraid of? Therefore, brother Jiang Chen, you cannot accept this battle, Yun Sinan said. Jiang Chen did not answer. Instead, he opened the letter of challenge, which read, Jiang Chen, I, Zhao Ganqing, will avenge my 3 younger brothers and the 2,000 geniuses of the Harpies. They are buried in the Chilling Mountain, so I will kill you there. The battle will take place in 3 days. I will announce this letter to the world tomorrow. I will wait for you at the Chilling Mountain in 3 days. After reading the contents of the letter of challenge, Jiang Chen could not help but laugh. It seems that I have no choice but to accept the challenge. Brother Jiang Chen, don't be reckless. Yun Sinan frowned. Patriarch Yun, why don't you take a look at the contents of the letter of challenge? Jiang Chen handed the letter of challenge to Yun Sinan. Yun Sinan opened the letter of challenge. After reading the contents, his face could not help but be filled with endless anger. Treacherous guy. Yun Sinan threw the letter of challenge to the ground. What's wrong? Chapter 4074. That's right. This is a ruthless move. Master has no choice but to accept the challenge. If he doesn't accept the challenge, he will admit defeat. Once he does, not only will the morale of the human clan be affected, but it will also increase the morale of the Feather Clan. In the Star-Lord's ruins, the Feather Clan lost not only their talented disciples, but also their morale. Zhao Qianqing wants to take advantage of this opportunity to restore the morale of the Feather Clan. Xieting said. That's why I have to participate in this battle. Jiang Chen smiled. In fact, even if the fifth young master did not use this kind of provocation, he would still accept the challenge. Regardless of other factors or the morale of the human clan, Jiang Chen was not afraid at all. He had no reason to be afraid of the fifth young master. In fact, Jiang Chen had no reason to be afraid of the Feather Clan. From the beginning to the end, the Feather Clan of the Crimson East region. Jiang Chen had never taken them seriously. If you want to go, we can all go with you. If the Feather Clan has any tricks up their sleeves, we can help them. Yun Sinan said. That's good. Jiang Chen said. He did not refuse Yun Sinan's kindness. The fifth young master would definitely announce the battle in 3 days. Moreover, the higher-ups of the Feather Clan might be there. If the human clan did not go, they would definitely suffer. More importantly, once the battle was publicized, it would cause a commotion in the entire Crimson East region. At that time, there would be a sea of people on Mount Chilling. In that case, I won't invite brother Jiang Chen to my residence of Yun as a guest. Go back and prepare for the battle. When you kill the fifth young master, I will hold a celebration banquet for you. Yun Sinan said in a heroic manner. You're too polite, Patriarch Yun. Jiang Chen smiled. Yun Sinan intended to make friends with him, so Jiang Chen had to give him face. By the way, brother Jiang Chen, I have to apologize to you for something. Yun Sinan suddenly said. What do you mean, Patriarch? Jiang Chen was puzzled. I've heard from Iran that my 2 good-for-nothing daughters had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai in the martial pavilion and offended you. I hope that brother Jiang Chen will be magnanimous enough to forgive the wrongs of lowly people and not stoop to their level. Yun Sinan cupped his fists to Jiang Chen and said sincerely. Jiang Chen was stunned. He immediately thought of the 2 barbaric little girls, the so-called Yun Manor's proud pair, Yun Zhe and Yun Ying. Patriarch must be joking. I have long forgotten about this matter. Besides, the children don't know any better. I've already taught them a lesson. There's no need to bring up the past anymore. Jiang Chen smiled. If Yun Sinan didn't mention it, he would have forgotten about it. He didn't care about those 2 little girls at all. You're right. You're right. It's a good lesson. Those 2 little girls are too lawless. I'm afraid that Brother Jiang Chen will need to discipline them in the future. Yun Sinan quickly said. It seemed that he wanted to take the opportunity to build a relationship with his two women. If the two little girls could receive guidance from Jiang Chen in the future, their future would be boundless. By the way, Iren, you offended Brother Jiang Chen in the martial pavilion. Apologize to Brother Jiang Chen. He is the teacher of the nation. Yun Sinan looked at Chen Iren and deliberately raised his voice. Chen Iren rolled her eyes. It was too obvious that her adoptive father was fawning on Jiang Chen. Xie Ting, Zhang Shun, and the others also wanted to laugh, but they understood that Yun Sinan wanted to fawn on Jiang Chen. Even if they were in his shoes, they would also fawn on a person like Jiang Chen. Moreover, wasn't the city lord's mansion trying to fawn on him? Teacher, please don't blame me. That day, Iren failed to recognize Mount Tai and offended you. Chen Iren took 2 steps forward and clasped her fists at Jiang Chen. She was very shocked by Jiang Chen's fame. Because she had gone into closed-door cultivation, she had not been able to participate in the Scarlet Ridge Mountain Star-Lord's ruins, which was a pity for her. However, she admired Jiang Chen from the bottom of her heart. She could not help but admire him. During this period of time, Jiang Chen's name was what she had heard the most. She could not neglect the reincarnation of a great expert. Little girl, you were quite powerful in the past, the Huang dog could not help but say. Big Yellow couldn't help but ask. He didn't forget that he didn't gain any advantage from Chen Iren. It's a pity that my current strength is far too inferior to yours. Chen Iren shook her head helplessly. After such a long period of hard work, her cultivation had reached the 4th heavenly layer of the Unity Source realm. Her progress was already very fast, but compared to Jiang Chen and a Huang dog, it was still incomparable. Brother Jiang Chen, I don't think there's a rush to return to the martial pavilion. Let's see if you can give Iren some pointers. Yun Sinan said embarrassedly. If I'm not wrong, Miss Iren should be cultivating the unfettered movement technique. I've seen your movement technique before. It's unique, and you use softness to overcome hardness. It's a pity that your movement technique lacks the true unfettered movement technique. Although it's fast, it's extremely difficult to improve further. Jiang Chen looked at Chen Iren and said. He had fought with Chen Iren before, and he had also seen a Huang dog and Chen Iren fight. Therefore, he had some understanding of Chen Iren's techniques. Please give me some pointers, teacher. Chen Iren's expression changed slightly. As the saying went, hearing about someone was not as good as seeing them in person. Her fear of Jiang Chen had always stemmed from rumors, but Jiang Chen's words had clearly explained her situation. How could Chen Iren not be shocked? There's no limit to heaven and earth. There's yin and yang and the 4 divisions. As the saying goes, using softness to overcome hardness, using 4 ounces to overcome 1,000 caddies. Jiang Chen's words about Chen Iren's situation stunned Chen Iren. Her expression changed a few times, and her beautiful eyes were filled with deep shock. Jiang Chen's words had enlightened her too much, allowing her to break through the shackles and bottlenecks that had existed for a long time. Once one broke through the shackles of cultivation, one's progress would be immeasurable. Just like Chen Iren right now, after receiving Jiang Chen's pointers, and just like Xie Ting before, her future progress would definitely be rapid. Thank you for your pointers, teacher. Chen Iren cupped her fists at Jiang Chen. This time, she was sincerely convinced. Go back and cultivate well. Your talent is no less than Xie Ting's. Jiang Chen smiled at Chen Iren, then looked at Yun Sinan. Clan leader Yun, I'll take my leave now. I'm afraid that there will be some unrest in the Crimson East region in the next few days. The Yun clan is the backbone of the human clan, so clan leader Yun will have to worry about it. Brother Jiang Chen, don't worry. The Yun clan will not shirk its duty for the human clan. As long as we fight against the Feather clan, I, Yun Sinan, will definitely be the first to stand up. Yun Sinan patted his chest. Brother Jiang Chen, go back and rest well. Prepare for the battle with Zhao Gongqing in 3 days. This 5th young master is not easy to deal with. Chapter 4075. Jiang Chen and a Huang dog returned to the martial pavilion and chose to go into seclusion. They did not step out of the door at all, which was a rare moment of leisure. Looks like the Feather Race is doing everything they can to get rid of you. I feel that there must be a conspiracy in the battle in 3 days. De Huang dog said. Hee hee, Their conspiracy is non-existent in my eyes. Why would I be afraid of them? Jiang Chen chuckled. That's true. How can their tricks escape our eyes? In my opinion, the feather race only has two methods. If the fifth young master can kill you with his own strength, that would be the best. But if he can't, he will definitely have a backup plan. De Huang Dog said. It's only interesting that way. Otherwise, wouldn't it be very boring? Jiang Chen shrugged. If the feather race did not make a move, Jiang Chen would take the initiative to attack. His body would rust sooner or later if he stayed in the martial pavilion. At this moment, in the central hall of the feather race, a group of heavenly source experts gathered together. There was also a burly young man who looked to be in his late 20s. He had an imposing appearance and thought highly of himself. He was the only earthly source expert in the hall. Needless to say, he was the fifth young master of the feather race, Zhao Ganqing. Is the altar ready? Zhao Lingxiao asked. Rest assured, Patriarch. The netherworld platform is already hidden under the river. There's no sign of it at all. It's absolutely flawless. When the time comes, we'll directly send Jiang Chen to the land of exile. No matter how powerful he is, he'll definitely die. A heavenly source expert said with a sinister smile. The netherworld platform can break through the spatial barrier of the land of exile. Humph. As long as he enters the land of exile, even if he's the reincarnation of a powerful expert, he'll still die there. The land of exile is a unique place in the Crimson Afterglow star boundary. There are all kinds of people there, including demons, ghosts, and bloodthirsty maniacs. Not to mention a Unity origin realm like Jiang Chen. Even a peak Earth Source realm cultivator wouldn't be able to walk out alive. There are a total of 3 places of exile in the Crimson Afterglow astral plane. Unfortunately, the level of our netherworld platform is limited, so we can only exile Jiang Chen to the most basic place of exile. If we can exile him to the deeper place of exile, I'm afraid he will die. As far as I know, there are even heinous astral lords in the deeper place of exile. That's fine. You should know that it's easy to enter the land of exiles, but it's hard to get out. Even the lowest level of the land of exiles has peak Earth Source experts. They're more than enough to take Jiang Chen's life. The higher-ups of the feather race spoke with reverence for the land of exile. Just as Yun Xinan had said, Zhao Lingxiao was sinister and cunning. The battle at Crimson Ridge Mountain must have been another big plot. Last time in the Astral Lord's ruins, the feather race had devised a shocking plot to deal with the geniuses of the younger generation of the human race. This time, it was another big plot to deal with Jiang Chen. When the time comes, the fifth young master and Jiang Chen will fight on the river. As long as the netherworld platform opens, Jiang Chen will be immediately exiled. Even if Wu Changtian and Xie Yunpeng are there, they won't be able to help in time. Jiang Chen is too terrifying. We have to get rid of him as soon as possible. Someone said, we have to kill this man. He ruined our plan and killed so many of our geniuses. Even the 3 sons of the patriarch were killed by him. We can only repay this deep hatred with Jiang Chen's life. That's right. An elder gnashed his teeth. Let alone him, the entire feather race hated Jiang Chen to the core. They wanted to kill him as soon as possible. Moreover, Jiang Chen was too great of a threat. If they did not get rid of him, once Jiang Chen grew up, it would be a disaster for the feather race. Even if Jiang Chen did not grow up, the overall strength of the human race would continue to grow with him, the teacher of the entire nation. This is unnecessary, Zhao Gan said angrily. He threw the cup on the table to the ground and glared at the higher-ups of the feather race with bloodshot eyes. A young earthly source disciple dared to be so rude in front of so many heavenly source experts. Only he, the fifth young master, would dare to do such a thing. If it had been an ordinary disciple of the feather race, he would have been slapped across the face. Don't be rude, Zhao Lingxiao scolded. Father, it's just a mere Jiang Chen. I can definitely kill him myself. Why are you still doing this? You don't trust me, Zhao Gan said angrily. Zhao Gan said angrily. Young geniuses like him were extremely prideful. It was already extremely embarrassing for him to fight a Unity origin human youth with his cultivation at the 3rd heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm. Yet, the feather race still wanted to plot such a huge scheme behind the scenes. They clearly didn't trust Zhao Gan. How could Zhao Gan not feel depressed? Fifth young master, it's not that we don't trust you, but that Jiang Chen is not as easy to deal with as he seems. Don't be fooled by his weak cultivation. He has many tricks up his sleeves. I believe you've heard that he managed to dodge the Patriarch's attack. That's right. Jiang Chen is far too great of a threat to our feather race. We must eliminate him at all costs. Of course, it would be best if Fifth Young Master could kill him in a direct confrontation. We wouldn't have to waste the Netherworld platform then. The two Heavenly Source Elders spoke. They could understand Zhao Chenqing's current emotions, but they still had to do what they had to do. Compared to getting rid of Jiang Chen, Zhao Chenqing's personal dignity was nothing. This concerns the survival of the feather race. I have no choice but to do this. You must understand. Zhao Lingxiao said, patting Zhao Gan's shoulder. I have a condition. Zhao Gan said. What condition? Zhao Lingxiao frowned. In the feather race, the only ones who dared to negotiate with him were probably his sons. You can continue with your schemes. I will have a direct confrontation with Jiang Chen. I believe that with my abilities, I will definitely be able to kill him and avenge my brother. Before I kill him, you are not allowed to activate the Netherworld platform. I want to kill Jiang Chen head-on, fair and square. Zhao Gan said, his tone filled with confidence. Of course, Zhao Gan had his reasons for being confident, and he also had the strength to do so. He had reached the third heavenly layer of the Earth Source stage at such a young age. Such a genius naturally had his own pride. He firmly believed that with his abilities, he would definitely be able to kill Jiang Chen head-on. In Zhao Gan's heart, the Feather Race's grand scheme for the Netherworld platform was completely unnecessary. It was a waste of energy and time. He alone was enough. All right, I promise you. I'll give you the chance to kill Jiang Chen head-on. Chapter 4076. After obtaining Zhao Lingxiao's permission, Zhao Ganqing coldly swung his arm and left the conference hall. The next day, the news of the fifth young master challenging Jiang Chen began to spread like wildfire throughout the Crimson East region. The news spread like wildfire, and in just half a day, it had reached the ears of everyone in the Crimson East region. The feather race can't hold on any longer. A peerless genius has appeared in the human race, and the feather race feels greatly threatened. It's mainly because Jiang Chen is too terrifying. Jiang Chen single-handedly reversed the situation in the Star-Lord's ruins, causing the feather race to suffer heavy losses. 3 of their young masters have died, and I've heard that the 9th young master has already died at Jiang Chen's hands. With such a deep hatred, the feather race will naturally not let it go. How is it? Has Jiang Chen accepted the challenge of the 5th young master? Of course he has. Jiang Chen is now the representative of our human race. If he doesn't accept, wouldn't it seem like we're afraid of him? We can't afford to lose face like this. If Jiang Chen really doesn't accept the challenge, the morale of the human race will suffer an incomparably heavy blow. It'll be a huge blow. On the side of the human race, there were discussions everywhere. Some people had already begun to hurry towards the Crimson Ridge Mountain, preparing to watch the representative battle between the human race and the feather race. I've heard that the 5th young master has already reached the 3rd heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, while Jiang Chen is only at the Unity Origin realm. He hasn't reached the Earth Source realm yet. With such a huge gap, can he win? There will definitely be pressure, but since Jiang Chen dared to accept, he must have some tricks up his sleeves. I'm afraid you guys still don't know how powerful Jiang Chen is. He has been doing well in the Martial Pavilion for a long time. I have a good relationship with some people in the Martial Pavilion. In the Martial Pavilion, Jiang Chen once easily killed a 3-eyed divine leopard, who was 3 levels above him. Moreover, Jiang Chen has a pair of wings on his back, and his speed is unparalleled. That's right. It's said that this Jiang Chen is the reincarnation of an almighty being, and he already has the title of Teacher of the Nation. There are many people in the Martial Pavilion who have received guidance from Jiang Chen, and those who have received guidance from Jiang Chen have all improved by leaps and bounds. The reincarnation of a mighty figure. I'm so envious. If Jiang Chen could give me some pointers, that would be such a blissful thing. Jiang Chen had long been famous in the Crimson East domain. He had a great reputation among the human race. Now that Jiang Chen and the 5th young master of the Feather Clan had arranged a battle, it directly affected the hearts of all the human race. In an instant, a large number of people began to head in the direction of the Crimson Ridge Mountain. No one was willing to miss out on this battle. The Martial Pavilion had also become restless. Wu Changtian had gathered all the upper echelons of the heavenly source stage and held an emergency meeting. The Feather Clan must still be plotting something. Dan Qingzi said. It doesn't matter if they're plotting something or not. Jiang Chen has already accepted the battle. We have to go together. I want to see what kind of tricks Zhao Lingxiao has up his sleeves. Wu Changtian's aura fluctuated. Let's not talk about schemes. Just this fifth young master doesn't seem to be easy to deal with. His cultivation has already reached the third heavenly layer of the Earth Source stage, and Jiang Chen's cultivation is a little lacking. Zhan Yang frowned. I'm not worried about that. Since Jiang Chen dared to accept the battle, he naturally has his own abilities. Don't forget that Jiang Chen has always killed enemies above his cultivation level, Wu Changtian said. Wu Changtian said. He was very confident in Jiang Chen's abilities. In my opinion, when the time comes, we just need to keep a close eye on him and not let Zhao Lingxiao and the other experts have the chance to make a move against Jiang Chen. We just need to ensure that this battle is fair and just. That's right. With us old guys here, it won't be easy for the Feather Clan to play tricks in front of us. This battle will definitely attract a lot of attention. If Jiang Chen wins, the morale of the human race will greatly increase. Coupled with the fact that Jiang Chen has been guiding most of the people of the Martial Pavilion, it won't be long before the overall strength of the Martial Pavilion rises to a new level. In my opinion, in 1 or 2 years at most, we will be able to fight to the death with the Feather Clan. The upper echelons of the Martial Pavilion were all filled with fighting spirit. Ever since the battle on Mount Chiliang, the morale of the human race had soared. Now, the people of the Martial Pavilion, from the elders to the ordinary disciples, were all improving. At this rate of improvement, the gap between the human race and the Feather Clan had already widened, and the time for the death battle with the Feather Clan would not be long. However, everyone was clear that Jiang Chen's current status and weight in the human race was supreme and unique. He was the spiritual pillar of the human race, and as long as Jiang Chen was there, the spirit of the human race would not collapse. Therefore, the group of heavenly source experts had one thing to do, and that was to protect Jiang Chen's safety at all costs. As long as Jiang Chen was there, the human race was destined to prosper. 2 days passed very quickly. When Jiang Chen pushed open the door, he saw Wu Changtian, Zhan Yang, Dan Qingzi and the others waiting outside. Greetings, Sect Master, Pavilion Master. Jiang Chen clasped his fists. Since they were waiting here again, Jiang Chen was not surprised at all. If they did not appear here, Jiang Chen would be truly surprised. Jiang Chen, what's your current cultivation? Wu Changtian asked. Even he felt his face turning red when he asked this question. After all, with his cultivation, he was actually unable to see through the cultivation of a disciple of the Martial Pavilion. This was somewhat embarrassing. However, this was the reality. Wu Changtian could not see through Jiang Chen at all. With Jiang Chen standing there, unless he released his own aura, he would not be able to see through his true cultivation. Zhan Yang, Dan Qingzi and the others did not have any intention of mocking Wu Changtian, because they were the same. They could not see through Jiang Chen at all. They were very clear that this did not mean that they were incapable, but that Jiang Chen was too powerful. Peak of the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm. Only when Jiang Chen released his aura did everyone see Jiang Chen's true strength. Jiang Chen's rapid progress shocked Wu Changtian and the others. When they had returned from the Scarlet Mountain, Jiang Chen's cultivation had only been at the 7th heavenly layer of the Unity Realm. In such a short time, he had advanced a level and reached the peak of the 8th heavenly layer. They believed that none of them could make such progress. Although they were shocked, Jiang Chen's cultivation still made them worry. Don't worry, Sect Master. Zhao Ganqing has challenged me, so he will definitely die. Jiang Chen said nonchalantly. The confidence that came from his bones made it impossible for anyone to doubt him at all. Hearing Jiang Chen's words, Wu Changtian and the others calmed down. They believed that Jiang Chen's words were not baseless. They were even filled with anticipation. They wanted to see just what made Jiang Chen so confident that he could kill Zhao Ganqing with his cultivation of the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Realm. Chapter 4077. The day of the battle had arrived. Without wasting any time, Jiang Chen and a Huang dog followed Wu Changtian and the others. They rose into the air and flew towards the Chiliang Mountain. Although the Chiliang Mountain was quite far from the Martial Pavilion, it was a piece of cake for them to go anywhere in the Crimson East region with their speed. At this moment, the Chiliang Mountain, which had been quiet for a short while, was bustling with activity once again. The valley at the heart of the mountain was filled with people. Many people had rushed here immediately after hearing the news of the battle, afraid that they would miss it. Many disciples of the martial pavilion had come as well. They were all admirers of Jiang Chen and wanted to witness Jiang Chen's abilities with their own eyes. Especially those who had not participated in the Star Lord's ruins and had not witnessed Jiang Chen's terrifying battle strength. They were even more excited about this battle. The feather race had already sent someone over. Zhao Ganqing, who was dressed in a golden battle robe, stood above the river with his eyes closed, waiting for his opponent to appear. Behind him, the higher-ups of the feather race, including Zhao Lingxiao and the others, watched quietly. Their gazes would fall on the river from time to time. The seemingly calm surface of the river hid a great conspiracy of the feather race. The feather race had already set up 2 conspiracies here. The first time was against the genius disciples of the entire human race, and this time it was against Jiang Chen. That damn Jiang Chen. He has made our feather race suffer heavy losses. This time, the 5th young master will definitely tear him to pieces. That's right. The 5th young master's strength has already reached the 3rd heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm. How can a Unity Origin realm be compared to him? However, I also want to see what this Jiang Chen looks like to make us suffer such heavy losses. I also want to see if this person really has 3 heads and 6 arms. Out of the 9 young masters of the feather race, 4 have died. 3 of them were killed by him, and the other 1 died because of him. The 5th young master is not only fighting to regain the popularity of the feather race, but also to avenge the death of his younger brother. Many young disciples of the feather race also ran over. They were very confident in the 5th young master. After all, the 5th young master's strength was clear for all to see. They didn't believe that the 5th young master couldn't defeat a Unity Origin realm expert. Xie Ting, Chen Yiren, Feng Wei, and Zhang Qing had also arrived ahead of time. They had chosen a spot in the valley to watch the battle. More than a dozen powerful auras appeared in the distance, approaching from afar. Soon, they appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Look, Jiang Chen is here. He's so handsome. This is the first time I've seen this national teacher. I didn't expect him to be so young. Look at that pair of beautiful wings on his back. How domineering. The winged race's advantage in speed is probably non-existent against Jiang Chen. As soon as Jiang Chen appeared, he immediately became the center of attention. Whether it was the human clan or the feather clan, almost everyone's eyes fell on Jiang Chen. After all, Jiang Chen's reputation in the Red East territory was too great. It's quite lively here. De Huang Dog shook his head. He was a restless person who loved crowds the most. The livelier it was, the more excited he was. Whoosh! As soon as Jiang Chen appeared, he felt an incomparably sharp gaze directed at him. Jiang Chen followed the gaze and saw that the owner of that cold gaze was the 5th young master, Zhao Ganqing. You're Jiang Chen? Zhao Ganqing said, not concealing his murderous intent. Jiang Chen's lips curled into a smile. With a flap of his dragon wings, he appeared on the river and stood opposite Zhao Ganqing. That's right. I killed your brothers. So many talented disciples of the feather race died because of me. If you want revenge, you should look for me. Jiang Chen said with an indifferent tone. He did not put Zhao Gan in his eyes at all. Boom! As soon as Jiang Chen said this, endless anger was unleashed from Zhao Ganqing's body. His eyes were burning with anger. If looks could kill, Jiang Chen would have died a horrible death by now. Get ready. Zhao Lingxiao said softly from afar. Don't worry. The Netherworld platform has already been set up. As long as the 5th young master doesn't kill Jiang Chen, the Netherworld platform will immediately activate. We won't give Jiang Chen any chance to escape. A heavenly origin expert of the feather race, Lang Lang, said. He was already fully prepared. He would not let Jiang Chen live today. Even if the 5th young master couldn't kill Jiang Chen, the Netherworld platform would send Jiang Chen to the land of exile. Jiang Chen, you're only at the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. What makes you think you can fight me? Zhao Ganqing snorted disdainfully after seeing Jiang Chen's strength. He had no idea what made Jiang Chen so powerful. He could not believe that the person who destroyed the Feather Race's grand plan was a Unity Origin realm disciple of the Martial Pavilion. You'll know why in a moment. If you want to avenge your brother, I'll be a good person and send you down there to reunite with your brothers. That way, the relationship between you 2 brothers won't be in vain. Jiang Chen said in an indifferent tone. Shameless boasting. Since you've come to die today, I'll fulfill your wish. Blue sky palm. Zhao Ganqing could not be bothered to talk with Jiang Chen anymore. He had to kill Jiang Chen with his own hands. He could not let Jiang Chen be sent to the land of exile by the Netherworld platform. If that happened, he would seem too useless. Boom! A powerful airwave swept across the area. The falling blue palm struck out, unleashing thousands of silky threads. A powerful palm print blotted out the sky and blotted out the earth as it struck down towards Jiang Chen's head. This attack was extremely powerful and lethal. Jiang Chen did not dare to be careless. There was still a gap between his strength and Zhao Ganqing's, so he immediately used his draconic transformation. Zhao Ganqing was no ordinary third heavenly layer of the Earth Origin realm. His true battle prowess was enough to kill ordinary fourth heavenly layer Earth Origin experts. Even if Jiang Chen used his draconic transformation, he would still not be his opponent. He needed to reach the ninth heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm before he could fight Zhao Ganqing to the death. Of course, this was also the reason why Jiang Chen had agreed to fight Zhao Ganqing. Advancing through battle had always been Jiang Chen's forte and what he looked forward to the most. Zhao Ganqing was powerful, so he was a good candidate for Jiang Chen's advancement. Boom! A dreadful desolation force rippled out from Jiang Chen's body. Under the effect of the dragon transformation, Jiang Chen's appearance became somewhat ferocious. Jiang Chen's reaction was extremely fast. In an instant, the powerful true dragon palm was launched towards Zhao Ganqing's blue sky palm. Boom! The air was violent. The entire sky above the river was filled with a violent aura. Waves of air surged and colorful energy surged. Chapter 4078. Jiang Chen, who was knocked back by a single move, had a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. He suddenly raised his head and looked at Zhao Ganqing, who had an unparalleled aura. This Zhao Ganqing was indeed powerful, far more powerful than ordinary cultivators. However, Jiang Chen did not show any fear in his eyes after being defeated in a single move. Instead, he became even more excited and bloodthirsty. Very good. You did not disappoint me. A smile appeared at the corner of Jiang Chen's mouth. The stronger this fifth young master was, the more excited Jiang Chen was. If his opponent was a weakling, this battle would be meaningless, let alone challenging. Look, Jiang Chen is injured. He is not the fifth young master's opponent at all. Sigh, it's already amazing that he could survive the fifth young master's blue sky palm with his cultivation at the peak of the eighth heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. What a pity. The difference in cultivation cannot be made up for. The difference is just too great. He was defeated in a single move. How is he going to fight this battle? I wonder how Jiang Chen will deal with the next battle. This Zhao Ganqing has probably not used his trump card yet. On the side of the human race, many people's facial expression turned ugly. As a matter of fact, such an outcome was within their expectations. From the moment they saw the huge gap between Jiang Chen and Zhao Chenqing's cultivation base, the result seemed to have been determined. However, what they did not understand was why Jiang Chen agreed to fight Zhao Ganqing to the death when there was such a huge difference in cultivation. Was it for the sake of his dignity? However, it was somewhat unwise to use his own life to show off. Teacher has already transformed, but he is still not Zhao Ganqing's opponent. It seems that the outcome of this battle will not be optimistic. Feng Wei said with a frown. His tone was filled with worry. Feng Wei, why are you saying such words to diminish teacher's prestige? Others might not know, but you should be clear about teacher's ability. In the martial pavilion, how many times have I been counterattacked by teacher? Xie Ting glared at Feng Wei and said snappily. He had 100% confidence in Jiang Chen, and this confidence came from Jiang Chen's domineering aura that could do anything. That's right. Don't forget how the twin hell pangolin and three-eyed panther died. Do you think that master will fight a battle that he has no confidence in winning? Look, Zhao Ganqing still has a long way to go before he can kill master. Zhang Qing also said. Feng Wei stopped talking, but his eyes were filled with passion. He naturally hoped that Jiang Chen would win. The reason why he said those discouraging words was actually because he cared about Jiang Chen. As the saying goes, concern leads to chaos. Look, even though teacher was defeated in a single move, the injuries he suffered from the blue sky palm seemed to have completely recovered in an instant. His aura hasn't weakened at all. This means that Zhao Ganqing's move didn't hurt teacher at all. Chen Yiren said. Her beautiful eyes were filled with admiration for Jiang Chen. She was not the only one. Everyone was filled with admiration for Jiang Chen. This admiration had reached an extreme. As geniuses of the younger generation, they had never admired someone so much before. Who was Zhao Ganqing? He was a peerless genius of the Feather Clan. There was no need to mention how strong he was. The blue sky palm was his unique skill. Even with his cultivation of the third heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, he was unable to cause any fatal injuries to Jiang Chen. This in itself was shocking. In other words, even though Zhao Ganqing was powerful, if he was unable to harm Jiang Chen, this battle would really be interesting. Zhao Ganqing's proud gaze landed on Jiang Chen, but he could not help but frown. Even though he had gained the upper hand in a single move, the outcome was completely different from what he had imagined. The difference was just too great. Zhao Gan couldn't believe it. With such a huge gap between their cultivation bases, his falling blue palm only pushed Jiang Chen back, not to mention taking his life. The injuries he received did not affect Jiang Chen's aura at all. Just what kind of monstrous existence is this guy? Zhao Gan was speechless. One had to know that with his strength, he could even kill a cultivator at the third heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm with a single palm strike, let alone a Unity Origin realm cultivator. However, Jiang Chen had blocked his powerful attack with a cultivation of the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. If he had not seen it with his own eyes, he would not have believed it even if he was beaten to death. This kind of cross-cultivation challenge had exceeded his imagination and understanding. Crack crack. Zhao Lingxiao, who was watching the battle from afar, clenched his fists so hard that cracking sounds could be heard. He looked at Jiang Chen with undisguised killing intent. This person must be killed. Otherwise, the feather race will be destroyed by his hands sooner or later. Zhao Lingxiao's voice was low. The other experts of the feather race could also see how terrifying Jiang Chen was. They had never seen or heard of such a monstrous genius. Even in the entire Crimson Cloud star boundary or even the entire Heavenly Awakening star field, there was probably no other person like Jiang Chen, let alone in the small Crimson East region. Jiang Chen, you are indeed powerful. You can be proud to be able to survive my blue sky palm. However, you are not my opponent at all. Today, I must kill you to avenge my brothers, Zhao Ganqing said loudly. Zhao Ganqing said loudly. His tone was filled with respect towards Jiang Chen. He no longer looked down on Jiang Chen. He, Zhao Ganqing, had no right to look down on someone with such monstrous talent. Revenge with your mouth? Let's see if you're injured, Divine Qilin Arm, Jiang Chen shouted. Instead of retreating, he took the initiative to attack. The Qilin Divine Arm was transformed into a giant Qilin. A lifelike Qilin was punched towards Zhao Gan fiercely. What a powerful combat skill. If I were to learn this combat skill, my combat strength would at least double. Zhao Ganqing's eyes shone with greed. However, he also knew that his main task today was to kill Jiang Chen, so he naturally could not be distracted. Up to the blue sky, down to the yellow springs, dream of the yellow springs. Zhao Ganqing attacked once again. His entire body was ferocious to the extreme. He had unleashed the falling blue palm to the maximum, which was why he didn't cause any real damage to Jiang Chen. This time, Zhao Ganqing didn't hold back. Dream of the Yellow Springs was the most powerful killing move of the blue sky palm. Zhao Ganqing had once used this move to defeat a 4th heavenly layer Earth Source realm elder of the Feather Race, making him famous throughout the entire Feather Race. Just in time, Jiang Chen felt an unparalleled pressure. His entire body seemed to be pressed down by a mountain, making it difficult for him to breathe. Chapter 4079. Crack crack. Cracking sounds could be heard from Jiang Chen's body. Under the absolute pressure, his powerful true dragon physique started to retaliate. It was the resistance of his origin. Under this resistance, his origin potential was stimulated once again. The 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm was just a step away from him. Rumble. The terrifying falling blue palm pressed down once again, bringing with it the smell of the yellow springs. The Qilin conjured by the Qilin arm became an existence that couldn't even withstand a single blow. It was completely destroyed in an instant. Rumble. Without any surprise, Jiang Chen was once again sent flying away. This time, it was much more miserable than the last time. Jiang Chen's body fell down from the sky and heavily smashed onto the surrounding stone walls of the valley, creating a huge hole in the wall. Smoke filled the air. Jiang Chen couldn't be seen in the wall at all. Only a series of violent coughs could be heard. Too powerful. In the eyes of the spectators, Jiang Chen couldn't even withstand a single blow. The fight between Jiang Chen and Zhao Gan didn't seem to be on the same level at all. Genius of the human race? Humph. Nothing more than that. You can't even withstand a single blow from my falling blue palm. Zhao Gan's aura was unparalleled. He wore an evil smile as he looked at the huge hole in the mountain with black smoke rising from it. The fifth young master is mighty. The geniuses of the younger generation of the feather race started to become restless. They all cheered loudly and their morale was high. This move was really satisfying. Haha, the geniuses of the human race can't take it anymore. Even the teachers of the nation are only za. That's right. He was beaten up like a dead dog. He couldn't even fight back. It's all because of the human race. I thought he was powerful. He's probably dead now. Even if he's not dead, he won't be able to fight anymore. Kill him and take revenge for our dead brothers and sisters. The geniuses of the feather race became restless and cheered loudly. The strength of the fifth young master had made them extremely excited. On the other hand, the morale of the human race was completely low. Many people came here to see Jiang Chen's heroic and domineering appearance. They didn't expect that he would be beaten like a dead dog. It was too disappointing. When he saw the harpies howling in anger, he felt like he shouldn't have come in the first place. This Zhao Ganqing is indeed powerful. It seems that Jiang Chen is no match for him at all. Wu Changtian sighed. He was already starting to regret not stopping Jiang Chen from accepting the challenge. If something had happened to Jiang Chen, the human race would have suffered a huge loss. Don't jump to conclusions yet. I don't think Brother Jiang Chen is that weak. Let's continue watching. I can already sense a powerful ripple overflowing from the mountain. Yun Sinan stared unblinkingly at the mountain below. He had been paying attention to Jiang Chen. He had seen Jiang Chen's ability to guide Chen Yiren. Such a person was born with the aura of a king. He was the reincarnation of an unparalleled mighty figure. How could he be defeated so easily? High up in the sky, the high-spirited Zhao Ganqing suddenly felt a powerful ripple coming from the mountain. His expression instantly changed. He's not dead yet. Zhao Ganqing suddenly felt a sense of helplessness. Light flashed in his hand and suddenly, an extremely sharp spear appeared. The spear emitted a 7-colored radiance. In Zhao Ganqing's hand, it looked like a poisonous dragon. Jiang Chen, go to hell. Zhao Ganqing held the spear in his hand and stabbed at the big hole in the mountain below with lightning speed. He wanted to stab Jiang Chen directly into the stone wall and not give him any chance to escape. Whoosh! However, when Zhao Ganqing's spear had just reached the big hole, a sword light shot out from the cave like a ray of light from the 9 heavens. The sword light was like a dragon, emitting a series of whistling sounds. Zhao Ganqing's spear pierced the sword light precisely. Something terrible happened. The power of the sword light was simply unfathomable. Although Zhao Ganqing had pierced through the sword light, he had also suffered a strong recoil. His body shook violently, and the arm that held the spear could not help but feel numb. Rumble. The next moment, the mountain collapsed, and countless stones flew wildly in the sky. A domineering figure jumped out of the rubble. With a deafening dragon roar, Jiang Chen's body was covered with infinite golden light. He held the true dragon sword in his hand and stood proudly in the void. Zhao Ganqing, if you want to kill me, go back and cultivate for another 100 years. Jiang Chen's voice rumbled. He was like a god of war that had descended. His dragon eyes looked down on the world. Jiang Chen's cultivation had already reached the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. He was not someone who had just reached the 9th heavenly layer, but someone who had already stabilized his cultivation. Whoosh! Many people were dumbfounded by this scene. The excited members of the feather race did not even have time to smile before their expressions turned to shock. This is impossible. Zhao Ganqing's emotions were in a mess. He couldn't believe that this was real. His dream of the netherworld was his ultimate attack. In his mind, it was already a miracle that Jiang Chen could survive this attack. Zhao Ganqing was shocked. But now, not only did Jiang Chen survive, but he had also advanced in the battle. This was just too absurd. He could not imagine how Jiang Chen had done it. Look, Jiang Chen isn't dead. My God, he's still alive even with those injuries. That's just too powerful. Not only is he not dead, his cultivation seems to have increased. It's a miracle that he can still advance in such a battle. Now that Zhang Chen has reached the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm, his life force is just too tenacious. That's amazing. Zhao Ganqing is probably in a daze right now. He couldn't even kill Zhang Chen when he was at the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm. Now that Zhang Chen has reached the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm, Zhao Ganqing has even less of a chance. Do you guys think it's possible for Zhang Chen to counterattack and kill Zhao Ganqing? It's really hard to say. As expected of the nation's teacher, the reincarnation of a great expert, I'm starting to look forward to this battle. The humans who had already lost their morale suddenly cheered. If Zhang Chen at the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm could not bring them hope, then the current Zhang Chen was completely different. Did you see that? I knew it would end like this. I only admire teacher for advancing in the battle. Xueqi smiled proudly. His face was filled with pride, as if the person who had achieved such a heaven-defying feat was not Zhang Chen, but him. Do you still remember the three-eyed leopard? Remember it and wait for teacher to counterattack. Chapter 4080. The situation had changed and the entire battle seemed to be about to be reversed. Everyone was very clear that regardless of whether Zhang Chen had the strength to defeat the 5th young master, there was one thing that was certain. That was, the 5th young master couldn't kill Zhang Chen when he was at the 8th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm. Now that Zhang Chen had advanced to the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm, it was even more impossible for the 5th young master to kill Zhang Chen. Everyone, pay attention to the movements of Zhao Lingxiao and the others at all times. We can't give them a chance to secretly attack Zhang Chen. Wu Chongtian reminded everyone. Okay. Yun Sinan responded. They naturally understood what Wu Chongtian meant. Zhao Ganqing had no chance to kill Zhang Chen now. With Zhang Chen's ability, it was not a problem for him to protect himself. Therefore, they didn't need to worry about Zhang Chen's safety anymore. What they needed to do now was to pay close attention to the movements of Zhao Lingxiao and the others. They couldn't let Zhao Lingxiao have a chance to attack Zhang Chen like last time. Although Zhang Chen was able to avoid Zhao Lingxiao's attack last time, Zhang Chen's strength was too weak compared to Zhao Lingxiao's. Who knew if it was an accident last time? If he couldn't avoid it this time, wouldn't it be a great loss? On the other side, the faces of Zhao Lingxiao and the others were extremely ugly. Zhang Chen's strength had exceeded all of their expectations. He was simply a variable, a huge variable. In such an overwhelming battle, he actually had a chance to turn the tables. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have dared to believe it at all. It seems that the Patriarch has foresight. The preparation of the Netherworld platform is too good. The 5th young master no longer has the strength to kill Zhang Chen. He can only exile Zhang Chen to the land of exile and let him fend for himself. A heavenly source expert of the Feather Clan said, "That's impossible. How did you do it?" Zhao Gan glanced at Zhang Chen. His mind was in a mess. Although he was still powerful, his state of mind had begun to change. Zhang Chen's godly behavior had completely shocked him. Just as the others had said, Zhao Ganqing no longer had the strength to kill Zhang Chen. Zhao Ganqing himself had lost all confidence. However, Zhao Qianqing refused to accept it. Even if Zhang Chen had advanced to the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm, he still refused to accept it. He didn't believe that he couldn't defeat a 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm. He didn't even dream that he would have a life-or-death battle with a Unity Origin Realm expert because it was a humiliation to him. There are still many things I can do. For example, I'm going to take your life. Zhang Chen said casually. The heavenly dragon sword in his hand constantly roared and was filled with battle intent. It seemed like it wanted to jump out of Zhang Chen's hand and fight alone. Ha ha ha, Zhang Chen. I admit that you're very outstanding and powerful. But don't you think it's a little childish for you to take my life? Zhao Gan chuckled as if he had heard the funniest joke in the world. Although he didn't have the confidence to kill Zhang Chen, saying that he would die in the hands of a 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm was looking down on him too much. Then you can try. Sword 22. Zhang Chen didn't want to waste time with Zhao Gan. The heavenly dragon's sword rippled and he immediately used Sword 22. This unrivaled sword art could be called the ancestor of the sword art. With a single strike, the wind and clouds changed color. It was invincible. What a powerful sword art. Zhao Gan's expression changed slightly. This sword art of Jiang Chen displayed the demeanor of a master. Perhaps only a true master of the sword could display it. Roaring flame spear. Zhao Gan didn't dare to be careless. The spear in his hand was covered with flames. Gorgeous wings bloomed on his back. It turned out that he was a six-winged winged man. This bloodline was considered noble in the Feather Clan. For a time, the sky was filled with sword shadows and spear shadows, intertwining and entangling. Sword 23. Jiang Chen casted out the 23 swords and fought with Zhao Ganqing relentlessly. One had to admit that Zhao Ganqing wasn't an easy opponent. He was able to fight on par with Jiang Chen, who was in his dragon form and using the limitless sword. Sword 24. Jiang Chen's swordsmanship was swift and fierce. When he displayed the 24 moves of sword, Zhao Ganqing had gradually fallen into a disadvantageous position. He was being suppressed by Jiang Chen, and his every move seemed to be inferior to Jiang Chen. What a powerful sword art! Wu Changtian's eyes were shining. Jiang Chen's sword art even shocked him, the head of the sect. This sword art is so profound. Every move carries supreme meaning. Any one of them is enough for me to study for a lifetime. No wonder he is the reincarnation of a mighty figure. Yun Xinan said in shock. He also practiced swordsmanship and was even a sword fanatic, so he was particularly sensitive to swordsmanship. At this moment, when he saw Jiang Chen's sword art, he felt that a new world had been opened to him. This sword art was so attractive. If it were not for the situation, Yun Xinan would have rushed out to worship Jiang Chen as his master. Sword 25. Jiang Chen's sword art was endless, like waves, one higher than the other. His sword art could always shock people's minds. Take Yun Xinan for example. Every time he thought that this was the best sword art of Jiang Chen, but the next moment, Jiang Chen was able to display a profound sword art that made his eyes light up again. One move after another, constantly refreshing Yun Xinan's senses. The endless meaning of the sword made Yun Xinan really fascinated. With Sword 25, the fifth young master was no match for Jiang Chen at all. In addition, his mind was in a mess, so his fighting spirit was not as strong as at the beginning. When he fought against Jiang Chen, he was always on the losing end. He could only defend passively and didn't even have the chance to take the initiative to attack. Under the 25th sword, Zhao Gan was forced to retreat step by step. His body was already covered with wounds. Sword 26, Dragon Incarnation, Dragon and Sword Unite. Sword 26 came out. This was the first time that Jiang Chen had used Sword 26 since he came to the Eternal World. It could be seen that Zhao Gan was quite a good opponent. At least, he had forced Jiang Chen to use all his strength. At this moment, Jiang Chen had completely turned into a green dragon. He was no longer half human and half dragon. He had turned into a giant war dragon, like the ancestor of the dragon, shocking the world and proud of the heavens and earth. The next moment, the real dragon and the sword were completely integrated. The sword was surrounded by camps, and the real dragon was completely integrated into the body of the sword. It was the real dragon and sword unite. This was a fatal move. It was incomparable, and it was a kind of sword art, which had surpassed the Great Way. Everyone was shocked. Yun Xinan opened his mouth in horror and could not believe his eyes. Even Zhao Lingxiao and the others were attracted by Jiang Chen's sword 26. At this moment, Zhao Gan was seriously injured. In the face of Jiang Chen's fatal attack, he quickly used his wings and wanted to escape. Chapter 4081. Die for me! Jiang Chen shouted loudly. His voice was like the voice of an emperor that came from the 9 heavens, shaking everyone's soul. The domineering aura that came from above the heavens and earth made everyone want to submit and worship him. Father, save me! Zhao Qianqing cried for help. He was currently enveloped by Jiang Chen's aura and sword qi, and there was no way for him to escape. Moreover, there was a certain gap between his speed and Jiang Chen's. Jiang Chen's shout and Zhao Qianqing's cry for help woke Zhao Lingxiao and the others from their shock. Seeing that his son was about to die under Jiang Chen's sword, Zhao Lingxiao's expression instantly changed. Brat, don't you dare hurt my son. Zhao Lingxiao's aura fluctuated and he was about to rush out, but he was instantly enveloped by another aura. Zhao Lingxiao, this is a fair battle. If you dare to attack, I will not stand by and watch. The one who spoke was naturally Wu Changtian. All his attention was on Zhao Lingxiao. If Zhao Lingxiao dared to act rashly, Wu Changtian would immediately attack, not giving Wu Changtian any chance to hurt Jiang Chen. Open the Netherworld platform. Zhao Lingxiao clenched his fists. If the Netherworld platform did not open, Zhao Qianqing would die at the hands of Jiang Chen. With Wu Changtian present, Zhao Lingxiao knew that he had no way of interfering with the battle between Jiang Chen and Zhao Qianqing. Wu Changtian and the others would definitely not sit by and watch. The great elder of the feather race did not dare to be careless. He had never imagined that Jiang Chen would be so powerful. In their expectations, even if Zhao Qianqing could not kill Jiang Chen, at least Zhao Qianqing would not be defeated, and his life would not be in danger. The great elder of the feather race finally saw the true strength of Jiang Chen. Reality proved that they had all underestimated Jiang Chen, and from this, they could see how terrifying and threatening Jiang Chen was. They were even more grateful that the Netherworld platform was prepared well. A black talisman suddenly appeared in the hands of the head elder of the feather race. The talisman was instantly crushed. For a moment, the river in the valley began to rage. A black pillar of light shot out from the river. It was extremely fast and instantly enveloped Jiang Chen. An unparalleled spatial pulling force, like a huge black hole, was about to suck Jiang Chen in. The power of spatial teleportation. Good. This Yu clan is indeed scheming. Unfortunately, I have the sky ascending stairway in my hands. Trying to use this against me is too stupid. I'll kill this fifth young master first. The corner of Jiang Chen's mouth curled up into a smile. There was not the slightest trace of panic on his face. Sword 26 launched a terrifying attack, and his speed increased by more than 3 times. At the moment when he was about to be pulled into the black light column, the battle sword pierced through Zhao Gongqing's head. A blood-curdling scream reverberated through the sky. Under countless shocked gazes, the arrogant fifth young master of the Feather Clan died under Jiang Chen's sword. No! Zhao Lingxiao roared. He could only watch his son being killed. That kind of feeling made him feel like his eyes were about to pop out. This was the fifth son that had died in Jiang Chen's hands. Although the sixth young master Zhao Qianquan wasn't killed by Jiang Chen, Zhao Qianquan wouldn't have died in the remains of the Star Lord without Jiang Chen's help. Zhao Lingxiao's heart was filled with grief and hatred towards Jiang Chen. If Jiang Chen wasn't controlled by the Netherworld platform and couldn't escape, he would have already attacked Jiang Chen. Seeing that the fifth young master was killed, the human clan began to cheer. However, as soon as the cheering began, everyone realized that something was wrong. Because the appearance of the black light column was too strange. Jiang Chen was trapped in the black light column, and no matter how hard he struggled, he could not get out. Jiang Chen, who was in the black light column, felt the power of another space. That space was full of violent aura, killing intent, and evil. Such an aura made Jiang Chen's eyes light up. Jiang Chen moved his mind, and the sky-climbing ladder immediately moved. In other words, if Jiang Chen wanted to, he could use the sky-climbing ladder to get rid of the control of the black light column at any time. This made Jiang Chen feel a lot more at ease. The sky-climbing ladder was indeed extraordinary, and its level was probably much more terrifying than Jiang Chen had expected. According to Jiang Chen's fear, the sky-climbing ladder in his hand could help him return to the Qidong territory no matter where he was. Of course, the space he was in must have a certain connection with the Qidong territory. Based on Jiang Chen's understanding of space management, the place that the black light column was trying to draw him to was connected to the Qidong territory by a spatial barrier. Therefore, Jiang Chen was not worried at all. He did not use the sky-climbing ladder. He wanted to go take a look at that evil space. In any case, he had the sky-climbing ladder with him. If he wanted to leave, he could come back at any time. Jiang Chen needed to continuously increase his cultivation. Now that he had killed the fifth prince, the relationship between the human race and the feather race had worsened. With Jiang Chen's current cultivation, besides becoming a thorn in the feather race's side, he would not be able to increase his strength if he continued to stay in the Qidong territory. Jiang Chen was a restless person. His restless heart would not allow him to stay calm. The feather race's plot was undoubtedly an opportunity for him. It was a good place to train. Since that was the case, Jiang Chen would do as Zhao Lingxiao wished and go take a look. Otherwise, if he killed Zhao Gongqing today, Zhao Lingxiao would be enraged and start a war with the human race. Swish! The black light beam disappeared at an extremely fast speed. The surface of the river returned to its original calmness, as if nothing had happened. The only thing missing was Jiang Chen. That's right, Jiang Chen had disappeared. Not a single trace of his qi was left behind. What's going on? Dan Qingzi's aura fluctuated as he circled around the river twice. He immediately sensed the aura of the Netherworld platform, and his expression fell. Before the Netherworld platform had opened, it had been hidden too well and not a single trace of its aura had leaked out. Therefore no one had sensed it at all. Now that the Netherworld platform had opened, with Dan Qingzi's soul energy, he was naturally the first to sense it. Zhao Lingxiao was the first to act. He grabbed out with his hand, pulling Jiang Chen's massive Netherworld platform out of the river and putting it away with a wave of his sleeve. What's that? Zhen Yang frowned. Ha ha ha, Wu Changtian, you probably never would have thought that the Netherworld platform could connect to the land of exiles. Zhao Lingxiao loudly laughed. Zhao Lingxiao laughed heartily. However, because of his son's death, his smile, which should have been one of complacency, was replaced by one of gnashing his teeth. What? Chapter 4082. The Land of Exile. Damn it. Zhao Lingxiao, that bastard, actually sent Jiang Chen to the land of exile. It's over. It's completely over. Yun Xinan's face was extremely gloomy. Although he had never seen the land of exile, he had heard of it. Once you entered that kind of place, you would never be able to come out again. That's right. I have already exiled Jiang Chen to the land of exile. Even if he has 3 heads and 6 arms, it will be extremely difficult for him to survive. Jiang Chen killed several of our sons and caused our Yu clan to lose more than 2,000 geniuses. The Yu clan is already being merciful by not killing him directly. Zhao Lingxiao said loudly. A big stone in his heart had finally been lifted. For him, Jiang Chen was too big of a threat. Only when Jiang Chen was gone could he truly feel at ease. In the following time, Zhao Lingxiao would focus all his attention on improving the strength of the Yu clan. Since the appearance of Jiang Chen, so many things had happened. The Yu clan and the human clan were not far from a real decisive battle. For a moment, the human clan mourned. Countless people could not help but curse. The Yu clan was too shameless. It was supposed to be a fair battle, but now it seemed that there was no fairness at all. Just like the Star-Lord's ruins, this itself was another big conspiracy against Jiang Chen. It's over. The land of exile. I've heard of such a place. It's full of unpardonable evildoers. There are no rules at all. Even the lowest level of the land of exile will be extremely difficult to come out after entering. It's really a pity. Jiang Chen is a peerless genius of our human clan. He is almost the hope of our entire human clan. Sigh. The Yu clan is too despicable. It seems that our war with the Yu clan is not far away. Although Jiang Chen has only existed for a short time, his contributions to the human clan are indelible. The human clan gritted their teeth. Although they had killed the 5th young master, they had lost Jiang Chen. This was an irreparable loss for the human clan. Even if they had 105th young masters, they would not be able to exchange for one Jiang Chen. Let's go. Zhao Lingxiao waved his hand and left with the harpies. There was no victor or loser in this battle. Both sides had suffered losses, but the humans had suffered more. From this point of view, the feather race had won. Brother Wu, are we going to let them go just like that? Yun Xinan was furious. What else can we do? If the 2 second heavenly layer heavenly origin experts of the feather race fight, we won't be able to gain any advantage. Brother Xie is currently in secluded cultivation and hasn't appeared yet. Moreover, there are many humans spectating the battle, so we'll be caught in the crossfire if we really fight. We can't just ignore everything else. Wu Changtian clenched his fists tightly. Jiang Chen's loss made him feel bitter. I don't believe that master is gone just like that. The land of exile might not be able to trap him. Xie Ting said. Child, I'm afraid you don't know how powerful the land of exile is. Wu Changtian patted Xie Ting's shoulder. He understood how Xie Ting was feeling at the moment, but reality was reality. As a heavenly source expert, he knew better than anyone just how terrifying the land of exile was. The sect master of the martial pavilion was. You're all worrying for nothing. You've probably forgotten that Jiang Chen brought many humans out of the broken flight stream zone. De Huang Dog snorted disdainfully and said persistently. There were so many people present, but only Jiang Chen's brother, De Huang Dog, was not worried at all. No one knew Jiang Chen better than him, and only he knew Jiang Chen's true identity. Jiang Chen was someone who had comprehended the true Great Way. He was the master of a world and the ancestor of the Great Way. He had comprehended the law of space a long time ago, and the only reason he could not travel through space here was because his cultivation was not high enough. Moreover, Jiang Chen had the stairway to heaven with him. He could come and go as he pleased in the tiny land of exile. Before Jiang Chen disappeared, he even used his telepathy to leave a message for De Huang Dog. "I'll go in and take a look, then I'll come back to get you." Perhaps the land of exile was a place of certain death in the eyes of outsiders, making them tremble in fear and helpless. However, to Jiang Chen, it was merely a place where he could come and go as he pleased. As soon as De Huang Dog said this, everyone's eyes could not help but light up again. They naturally knew about the broken flight stream zone. The fact that he could walk out of the broken flight stream zone was enough to prove how amazing Jiang Chen was. More importantly, De Huang Dog was not worried at all. They were very clear about the relationship between De Huang Dog and Jiang Chen. They were really like brothers. If Jiang Chen's life was really in danger, the first person to go berserk would be De Huang Dog. This dog was not to be trifled with. Everyone knew this. He was the master who had once caused chaos in the Wuji Pavilion. If Jiang Chen was done for today, De Huang Dog would probably be the first to rush over and fight with the Feather Clan. That's right. I've heard about what happened in Broken Fly Stream, so I believe that teacher will definitely be fine. With his abilities, he will probably be able to do well in the land of exiles. The Feather Race probably shot themselves in the foot by sending teacher there. They're just providing teacher with a place to train, that's all. Xueqi said confidently. If that's the case, then that's great. Wu Changtian's mood suddenly became relaxed, as if a stone had been lifted from his heart. Yun Xinan, Zhan Yang, and the rest nodded in agreement. That's right. Thinking back to what Jiang Chen had done in the past, it would not be easy to kill Jiang Chen. How could a reincarnated expert die so easily? After the humans left, the Chilling Mountain became quiet again. It had completely turned into a barren mountain range. Since the last beast tide, the demonic beasts had been chased out of the Chilling Mountain. Until now, a large number of demonic beasts had not returned. The land of exile was a self-proclaimed world. The territory here was incomparably vast, and the good and bad mixed together. It was similar to the sinful city in the immortal realm that Jiang Chen had been in. It was a place full of sin and slaughter. There were no rules here, and there were no grudges between the humans and the Feather Clan. Here, the humans and the Feather Clan could coexist. The only thing that mattered was who was stronger. It did not matter if you were a human or a Feather Clan. Whoever was stronger would have the final say. The people here were unpardonably evil. Slaughter pervaded the air, and the smell of blood in the air had never disappeared. Burning, killing, and looting were common here. The people here did not care about the dignity of their race. They did not care about such things. To put it bluntly, the people here only cared about themselves. The Netherworld platform had opened the spatial door to the land of exile, and Jiang Chen had been exiled here. Chapter 4083. That figure was none other than Jiang Chen, who had just been exiled. Dozens of men in black clothes discovered Jiang Chen, and they immediately surrounded him. Jiang Chen steadied himself and glanced at them. He discovered that there were humans, Feather Race, and demonic beasts among them. They all radiated a different aura. Their faces were cold and ruthless, and their eyes were filled with evil. In other words, none of them were good, and none of them were kind. There were a total of 12 people. One was at the second heavenly layer of the Earth Source Realm, 2 were at the first heavenly layer of the Earth Source Realm, and the rest were at the Unity Origin Realm. A group like this posed no threat to Jiang Chen. Although Jiang Chen did not understand the land of exile, he was certain of one thing. Here, he had to act ruthlessly and without any scruples. Here comes another newcomer. 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm. Not bad. The group of people looked at Jiang Chen from head to toe as if they were looking at their prey. Everyone, what can I do for you? Jiang Chen said with an indifferent expression. He hoped that these people would not provoke him. Otherwise, this day next year would be their death anniversary. Kid, do you know where this is? Someone asked. I don't. Jiang Chen's tone was calm. He really did not know. He did not even know that this was the land of exile. Looks like another ignorant person has entered. This is the legendary land of exile. This area is controlled by our city of evils. Since you came from here, it can be considered fate. Join our city of evils and you'll be one of us in the future. Someone said, the land of exile? Jiang Chen's expression remained calm. It was the first time he had heard of the land of exile. Kid, you're lucky. After entering the land of exile, you must join a certain force. It's equivalent to obtaining a shelter. Otherwise, it'll be difficult for you to move an inch in the land of exile. Our city of evils is one of the top forces in the land of exile. Of course, you have to pay a price to join the city of evils. The two said. What price? Jiang Chen asked with interest. It's very simple. There are two conditions. First, you have to pay a certain amount of origin stones as a protection fee. Second, when you come to the land of exile, you must not worry about your dignity and live an ignoble life. I don't think I need to explain to you what an ignoble life is. Crawl between our captain's legs and bark like a dog 3 times. After that, you will be a citizen of the city of 10,000 evils. Ha 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 ha. Everyone roared with laughter. They were guarding this cliff, and the thing they liked to see the most was probably watching the newcomers crawl into their crotches. Especially those who had some status outside and thought highly of themselves. They would suddenly give up their dignity here and endure the humiliation of having their crotches humiliated. That kind of pleasure was really unimaginable. Kid, don't waste time. Hurry up and drill. Someone patted Jiang Chen's shoulder. The captain of the second heavenly layer Earth Source Realm had already spread his legs and was looking at Jiang Chen with interest. Seeing this, Jiang Chen could not help but laugh. What an absurd rule. As expected of the land of exile, as expected of a heinous existence. A place like this was similar to the city of sin. It made Jiang Chen feel inexplicably excited. He liked the feeling of having no worries. Here, no matter what you did, it would be right. As long as you were strong enough, no one would dare to question you. I'd like to ask, what will happen if I don't want to pay the origin stones and don't want to crawl between my legs? Jiang Chen said in an indifferent tone. Humph. Kid, don't be so shameless. Don't think that you're a genius just because you're awesome outside. Here, you have to coil up even if you're a dragon and lie down even if you're a tiger. Only by obediently completing these 2 conditions can you live. Otherwise, this cliff will be your grave. Don't think that we're joking with you. People die every day in the land of exile, someone snorted. It was a winged person who was extremely arrogant. His cultivation was the same as Jiang Chen's, at the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm. Very good. I'm relieved to see how arrogant you guys are. Jiang Chen shrugged. Relieved about what? I'll kill you without worry. However, I'll give you a chance right now. If you hand over all the origin stones on you and crawl between my legs, I'll let you live. Jiang Chen swept his gaze across the crowd and said arrogantly. Everyone was stunned by what he said. They all doubted their ears. They had seen arrogant people before, but it was the first time they had seen someone as arrogant as Jiang Chen. Brothers, it looks like this newcomer doesn't know what the land of exile is. We need to teach him a lesson, someone said. Bastard. You don't know what's good for you. I've given you a chance to live, but you don't know how to cherish it. Since that's the case, you can go die. The winged person was enraged. He extended his hand and grabbed at Jiang Chen's neck. He was extremely fast, extremely vicious, and merciless. If he were to be grabbed, Jiang Chen's neck would be snapped immediately. Unfortunately, not only did he not run into a pushover this time, but he had kicked an iron plate instead. Crack! A crisp sound suddenly rang out. A pair of hands had already landed on the winged person's neck. The neck of the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin Realm had already drooped to the side. His widened eyes were still filled with the fear of death. Blood began to flow from his mouth. Extremely red. The winged person's hand stopped 3 inches away from Jiang Chen's neck, unable to move any further. The remaining people were all stunned by the scene in front of them. Their eyes were wide open as they stared at the white-clothed newcomer in disbelief. Especially the 2 Earth Source experts. Even with their eyesight, they had not been able to see how Jiang Chen had moved from beginning to end. Fast, he was just too fast. He had truly acted later but arrived first, killing someone with his bare hands. More importantly, his opponent was courageous. Even if he possessed a certain level of strength, very few people would kill in the land of exile. This was because the first thought of anyone who entered this place was to survive, and if they wanted to survive, they would obviously seek the protection of a powerful organization. Brat, you even dare to kill someone from the city of myriad evils. You've really eaten a bear's heart and a leopard's gall, Captain Lung Lung said. The killing intent in his eyes was no longer concealed. You don't know what's good for you. Let me kill him. A burly man at the first heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm made his move. His aura fluctuated, producing a tiger's roar. The silhouette of a ferocious tiger appeared behind him. It was a tiger demon. The man's demon chi soared into the sky. His steel-like fist smashed towards Jiang Chen in an incomparable manner. Chapter 4084. Bang! Jiang Chen did not hold back at all. He suddenly threw a punch, colliding with the first heavenly layer Earth Source cultivator. There was a cracking sound, followed by a miserable shriek. One of the man's arms had been shattered by Jiang Chen's punch, turning into a bloody mess. The man clutched his broken arm and howled in pain, instantly losing all ability to fight. Swish! With a flash of cold light, a sword appeared in Jiang Chen's hand like a magic trick. With a flash of cold light, the man's shrieks stopped. His head had already been chopped off by Jiang Chen's sword. Once the heavenly dragon sword appeared, it was not so easy to put it away. Jiang Chen wielded the sword, swinging it like rain. He moved extremely quickly, flashing back and forth on the battlefield. Ah! Miserable shrieks constantly rang out, shaking the surroundings. In the blink of an eye, all 10 people had died to Jiang Chen's sword. The ground was littered with corpses, and the air was filled with the pungent smell of blood. Buzz buzz. The sword whistled through the air, producing a buzzing sound. The silhouette of a dragon seemed to flicker on it, and a powerful true dragon chi filled the air. Thump thump thump. The captain, who was the only one who was still alive, couldn't control his legs. He couldn't help but take 3 steps back. His mouth was dry as he looked at Jiang Chen, who was like a god of death, as if he was looking at a ghost. This level of killing was too decisive. Disregarding everything else, just this level of killing alone was something that even many of the great evildoers in the land of exile could not achieve. Just this method alone made the white-robed youth in front of them qualified to establish a foothold in the land of exile. You. The captain seemed to have forgotten that he was an expert at the second heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, 2 whole levels higher than Jiang Chen. He was scared out of his wits. His followers had been wiped out in the blink of an eye, completely wiped out. The captain was not an idiot. He knew that Jiang Chen was definitely not someone he could afford to offend. Although Jiang Chen's cultivation was not as high as his battle prowess was just too terrifying. The captain was almost certain that he was not Jiang Chen's opponent. Even if he took action, he would only die because he had personally witnessed Jiang Chen's abilities. He was just too fast. A first heavenly layer Earth Source expert did not even have a chance to react before being killed. If it were him, he wouldn't be able to use such a powerful technique. I'll give you a chance to live. Tell me everything about the land of exile. Jiang Chen sheathed his heavenly dragon sword and stared coldly at the captain. This guy was a human and could be considered to be of the same race as Jiang Chen. Moreover, Jiang Chen needed to understand this place, so it was most suitable for him to stay behind. All right. The captain nodded. He did not dare to defy Jiang Chen's words at all. He had personally witnessed Jiang Chen's methods of killing. Jiang Chen would really start killing at the slightest disagreement. He was even more vicious than the villains in the land of exile. The best way to deal with someone like that was to do whatever he was told to do. The captain obviously knew how to do that, or he would not have been able to survive in the land of exile for so long. I'm Zhang Yanshi, a member of the City of 10,000 Evils. This land of exile has a circumference of 50,000 kilometers. Although it's nothing compared to the outside world, it's still large enough for the land of exile, said Zhang Yanshi. He did not wait for Jiang Chen to ask and immediately began to explain. He was prepared to tell him everything about the land of exile. He knew that it was better for him to be a little smarter at a time like this. If he angered Jiang Chen, what awaited him would probably be a sort of death. I'm Zhang Yanshi, a member of the City of Exile. The land of exiles is a mix of fish and dragons. There are humans, feather race, demons, and a few unranked races. There are no rules here, and only the strong are respected. However, because it's the most basic land of exiles in the eternal world, The strongest cultivators are only at the peak of the earthly source realm. There haven't been any heavenly source experts here yet, which seems to be due to the invisible laws of the land of exiles. If it's a heavenly source expert, they'll probably be exiled to a higher-level land of exiles. Zhang Yanshi paused for a moment before continuing. There are a total of 10 cities in the land of exile, and each city is guarded by a great villain, which is why they're called the 10 villains. The city of 10 evil is only one of the 10 cities, and there are many experts in it. Those who enter the land of exile will usually join a city and seek protection. Otherwise, it'll be difficult for them to move an inch in the land of exile. Zhang Yanshi's words allowed Jiang Chen to gain a better understanding of the land of exiles. The primary level of the land of exiles piqued Jiang Chen's interest. Without a heavenly source realm cultivation, the pressure on him had lessened slightly. This was definitely a good place to train. There were no rules in this place, and Jiang Chen loved it the most. With his ability, he would definitely turn this land of exiles upside down. Jiang Chen was confident that he could turn this land of exiles upside down. Of course, although there were no heavenly source experts, the environment here was 100 times more dangerous than the Crimson East region. Anyone who entered here could face death at any time. Not to mention the battles between cities, even those who you call brothers on the surface could stab you in the back in the next second. There were no emotions to speak of here. Most of the people here had committed heinous crimes. They were evil people in the outside world and had been exiled to this place. Of course, there were some who had entered here innocently, just like the people who had entered the broken flight stream in the past. The space between the heavens and the earth was crisscrossed, and you would never know when a spatial crack would suddenly appear. There were plenty of unlucky people who had been sucked into a spatial crack and transported to the land of exile, but they could only resign themselves to their fate. However, the truly terrifying fact about the land of exile was that once one entered this place, they would never be able to leave for the rest of their lives. This was a completely enclosed space, just like Duan Fei Lu back then. Only a Star-Lord expert who had mastered the law of space could use the law of space to walk out. However, there wasn't even a single heavenly source expert in this elementary land of exile, let alone a Star-Lord. Therefore, Jiang Chen had an unparalleled advantage. With a stairway to heaven, he could leave this place whenever he wanted to, with just a thought. He could leave this place at any time. To put it bluntly, the land of exile would become Jiang Chen's backyard in the future. He could come and go as he pleased. Even if he turned the city of evils upside down, he could use the stairway to heaven and disappear, making it impossible for those seeking revenge to find him. It was easy to understand why Zhao Lingxiao didn't teleport him to a higher-level land of exile. With the Feather Race's ability, the Netherworld platform didn't have the ability to communicate with a higher-level land of exile. Is the city lord of the city of evils a human, a feather, or a monster? Jiang Chen continued to ask. Our city lord is called Zhao Ba, one of the 10 great evildoers of the land of exile. He is at the peak of the earthly source stage, and he is from the Feather Race. Chapter 4085. Someone from the Yu clan, and his surname is Zhao? Hee, what a coincidence. Looks like I'll have to go to the city of myriad evil first. A smile appeared on Jiang Chen's lips. Someone from the Yu clan, and his surname was Zhao. Perhaps he was from the Yu clan of the Scarlet East region. Due to his hostile relationship with the Yu clan, Jiang Chen naturally did not have a good impression of the city of myriad evil. If he wanted to continue causing trouble in the land of exiles, the city of myriad evil would definitely be his first choice. Let's go. Take me to the city of myriad evil. Jiang Chen said. What? Zhang Yanshi was stunned. He doubted his ears. This guy had killed so many people in the city of myriad evil, and now he wanted to go there? Wasn't he looking to die? What? Do you want me to repeat myself? Jiang Chen glared at him, and Zhang Yanshi immediately shivered. In his opinion, Jiang Chen's gaze was too terrifying. A single glance was enough to make him break out in a cold sweat. It was a fear that originated from the depths of his soul. This person was definitely not simple. He must be a genius from some large organization. It was just that he did not know why he had appeared in the land of exiles. Unfortunately, no matter how much of a genius he was, it was useless in the land of exiles. No matter how great his talent was, it would be buried if he could not leave this place. Zhang Yanshi was glad that he did not act on impulse and attack Jiang Chen. If he had overestimated himself with his cultivation of the second heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, it would have been truly tragic. All right, I'll take you there. Zhang Yanshi did not dare to tarry. He turned around and led the way. The moment he turned around, a cunning look flashed across his eyes. Since Jiang Chen wanted to go to the city of Myriad Evil, it was his chance. There were countless experts in the city of Myriad Evil, and Jiang Chen would not be able to do anything. He would find a way to get rid of Jiang Chen and escape. Unfortunately, his cunning thoughts could not be hidden from Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen's lips curled into a sneer. He did not care at all. A mere Zhang Yanshi was not worthy of his attention. If he wanted to kill Zhang Yanshi, he could do so at any time. The city of 10,000 evils was one of the 10 evils of the land of exile. There were at least 10,000 people living in the entire city. Because the land of exile had existed for a long time, many people had gotten married and had children there. It was like a world of its own. Of course, even if they married and had children, it wouldn't change the evil environment in the land of exile. What kind of environment raised what kind of people? If the parents were all evil people, the children they gave birth to wouldn't be much better off in such an environment. Therefore, regarding this, Jiang Chen did not have any psychological burden at all. The gate of the city of 10,000 evil was very imposing. It was an ancient city, and the city walls were black. There were mottled marks on them, and it was obvious that they had been polished by the passage of time. At this moment, outside the city of 10,000 evil, there were a dozen guards standing guard on both sides of the gate. Anyone who wanted to enter the city of 10,000 evil had to pay a certain amount of origin stones. Although these guards were Unity Origin Realm cultivators, they were the guards of the City Lord's mansion. Therefore, even Earth Source Realm experts would not dare to provoke them. Provoking them was equivalent to provoking the City Lord's mansion. Provoking the heinous Zhao Ba was no different from courting death. Once the 10 evils were angered, there would be no place for them in the entire land of exile. Zhang Yanshi and Jiang Chen arrived outside the city gate. When the guards saw Zhang Yanshi, they hurriedly bowed and welcomed them. Captain, aren't you guys guarding the cliff? How come you have the time to come back? An 8th layer Unity Origin Realm man with a scar chuckled. Do I have to report to you that I'm back? Guard your city gate properly. Zhang Yanshi berated, and the guard immediately retreated, opening up a path for Zhang Yanshi. As for Jiang Chen, since he had come with Zhang Yanshi, they naturally did not dare to neglect him. At the very least, they would not be so blind as to collect Jiang Chen's origin stones. After entering the territory of the city of 10,000 evil, the first thing Zhang Yanshi had to do was to get rid of Jiang Chen. However, in order to do so, he had to encounter the experts of the City Lord's mansion. The guards were absolutely out of the question. In front of Jiang Chen, they were all noobs. If he had exposed his identity as Jiang Chen would definitely have killed him first. At that time, the City Lord's mansion would definitely be alerted, but he would also have lost his life. Being able to live in the land of exiles was an extremely fortunate and extravagant thing. Sometimes the more one lived here, the more they feared death. They knew how precious life was. As a result, no one would joke around with their lives, especially someone like Zhang Yanshi. Cultivating to the Earth Source realm was not an easy task. Now that he was a captain in the city of 10,000 evil, his days were not bad. He also had the protection of a backer, so he did not want to die. After entering the city of 10,000 evil, there was an extremely spacious street. People walked to and fro, and there were people doing business on both sides of the street. It seemed peaceful, similar to the outside world. However, the sky above the entire city was filled with an evil aura. Jiang Chen was extremely sensitive to this aura, so he knew that the people here were not kind. Even the people doing business on both sides of the street gave off a ferocious aura. Get out of the way. The young master has left the city. Get out of the way. At this moment, an extremely arrogant voice suddenly rang out. A dozen or so ferocious horses whizzed over. The people on the horses were all dressed in black, and they gave off a ferocious aura. They held leather whips in their hands and constantly swung them. Some people could not dodge in time and were struck by the whips. Their skin immediately split open, and miserable cries filled the air. There was an old man in the front, an expert at the 6th layer of the Unity Origin realm. He was holding the hand of a boy who seemed to be 6 or 7 years old. The boy's face was still immature. Facing the sudden galloping of the horses, his face was filled with fear. Old bastard, how dare you block our young master's path? You're courting death. At least the people were too fast. The first one, an iron-blooded man, directly swung the whip in his hand at the child. "Xiaolong, be careful." The old man was greatly alarmed. He tried to block the whip with his bare hands, but unfortunately, he was too weak. The hand that he blocked was directly broken by the whip, causing blood to spurt out. The power of the whip did not decrease at all. With a swoosh, it landed on the child's face. The child cried out loudly, and a bloody wound appeared on his face. It looked extremely frightening. Fortunately, the old man had blocked it with his hand. Otherwise, the whip would have crushed the child's head. Chapter 4086. Whoosh! The ferocious whip whizzed through the air and arrived above the old man and the child in the blink of an eye. "Xiaolong!" The old man was shocked and immediately held the child in his arms. It was too late to dodge now, so the old man could only use his own body to block the attack so that the child would not suffer any more injuries. This was a kind of instinct. In the land of exile, to be able to see this kind of protective instinct, this kind of display of true feelings, was also a touching scene. Unfortunately, there were many pairs of cold eyes in the surroundings. Everyone was watching this scene as if they were watching a show. It could be seen that they were completely numb to this. This kind of massacre happened every day in the city of 10,000 evil. No one would sympathize with others. It was already good enough that they were still alive. If they were numb in such an environment, they would soon be labeled as heartless people. "Stop!" Jiang Chen yelled. He took a step forward and arrived in front of the old man and the child like a bolt of lightning. He caught the whip that swung over like a poisonous dragon. Putting aside the others, the old man and the child were definitely not evil people. Jiang Chen could tell with a single glance that they definitely did not know why they had been sent to the land of exile. The old man's face was still filled with unfamiliarity and fear. The child's eyes were still young and clear. They were the beasts of the land of exile. They should not be killed like trash. They should not be treated as entertainment for these heinous people. "Ignorant fool! How dare you meddle in our young master's business?" The burly man was still extremely arrogant. Seeing that someone actually stood up for him at this time and held his whip with one hand, the burly man was immediately enraged and filled with killing intent. He suddenly pulled the whip, and his expression changed. He realized that his whip had not been moved at all in the other party's hand. "What a lunatic! You won't even let a child go." Jiang Chen was even more furious. He moved his arm and pulled the burly man off the horse, causing him to fall flat on his face. The burly man was also at the 9th layer of the Unity Origin realm, but he was nothing compared to Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen had never thought of himself as a good person. He had killed countless people in his life, and the number of people who had died in his hands was uncountable. However, Jiang Chen knew that all the people he had killed were people who deserved to be killed. They were either evil cultivators or his enemies. Jiang Chen had never thought of himself as a good person. However, they still wanted to kill these defenseless old and young people. How could Jiang Chen not be angry? Today, he must teach them how to behave. "Who are you?" The burly man crawled up from the ground, pointed at Jiang Chen and shouted, "The one who wants your life." Jiang Chen wasn't going to let him open it. Jiang Chen twisted the whip in his hand, grabbed the head of the whip, and suddenly flung it out. The whip was like a poisonous dragon, whistling out. The burly man was unable to dodge. The speed was too fast, and the long whip split the burly man into two halves with the force of a thunderbolt. Whoosh! This scene was seen by many people, and it immediately caused an uproar. For a moment, Jiang Chen became the focus of attention. Who is this person? He's in trouble now. The people he killed are people from the city lord's estate, the followers of the third young master. He doesn't know what's good for him. He still wants to pretend to be merciful in the land of exiles, and now he's throwing his life away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just watch. This kid won't even know how he died. Who do you think the third young master is? He's a cold-blooded murderer. Everyone sighed. They believed that Jiang Chen had made a huge mistake. He was the first person who dared to kill the third young master's followers in the city of Vile. Next, a group of horses surged over, filling the entire street. The one in the lead was at the peak of the first heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm. He was handsome and extremely arrogant. It went without saying that he was the third young master of the city lord's estate. Behind him were two experts at the second heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, the same cultivation as Zhang Yanshi. Another 3 were at the first heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, while the rest were at the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. Tell me your name. I want to know your name. In the city of Vile, you're the first person who dared to kill this young master's followers. The third young master pointed the fan in his hand at Jiang Chen as he spoke in disdain. Jiang Chen could not be bothered with him. He turned around and helped the old man and the child to the side. He took out 2 pills and fed them to the old man and the child. However, when Jiang Chen looked at the child, his eyes could not help but light up. It was a light of extreme shock. After all, there were far too few things in the world that could shock Jiang Chen. The child looked at Jiang Chen with an extremely grateful and serious gaze. He took the pill from Jiang Chen's hand in a daze. However, the injuries on his face had already recovered by more than half. This was too miraculous. Jiang Chen had clearly seen the injury just now. Even the bones were exposed. An injury like that would leave a scar on his face even if he was given a miraculous pill. In less than a minute, the injuries on the child's face had already recovered by more than half. Jiang Chen was certain that the child did not consume any pills. This was a terrifying self-healing ability. This self-healing ability was much more powerful than the wood spiritual qi and the myriad qi in Jiang Chen's body. It could be described as world-shaking. Moreover, Jiang Chen discovered that the wounds on the child's face were still recovering at a visible rate. It could be considered a miracle. Good fella. I didn't expect him to be a treasure boy. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. Looking at this ignorant child in front of him, he felt as if he had just found a treasure. This little guy was definitely not an ordinary person. He must be an extraordinary being. If he was given proper training, he would definitely become a world-shaking figure in the future. Thank you for saving my life. However, this third young master cannot be provoked. He is the precious son of the city lord. Sigh. The old man took the pill from Jiang Chen with trembling hands. He was grateful to Jiang Chen, but he could not help but sigh and feel pity. Because the third young master would definitely not let them go. At that time, not only would they lose their lives, but they would also lose the life of the young man in front of them. It was not worth it. It's okay. You should recover now. Jiang Chen patted the old man's shoulder and told him to take the pill. One of the old man's hands had been cut off. His injury was not light. Third young master, it's him. He killed everyone in the cliff and even threatened me to bring him to the city of 10,000 evils. This fella is new. He has just entered the land of exile. He doesn't know how strong he is. He dared to kill people from the city lord's mansion. Now, he has offended the third young master. We must kill him. Zhang Yanshi said while gritting his teeth. While Jiang Chen was not paying attention, he ran to the third young master. Chapter 4087. Asterisk boom. Asterisk waves of anger immediately erupted from the third young master and the others, especially the third young master. He could only be described as enraged out of humiliation. He glared fiercely at Jiang Chen. He was so angry that he could not help but laugh. Haha, what an arrogant brat. Looks like you're still not used to the environment of the land of exiles. Even if you had 100 lives, it wouldn't be enough for you to kill someone from the city of 10,000 evils. The third young master let out a loud laugh. No matter if it was this guy who didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth blocking his way, killing his followers, or killing the dozens of guards sent by the mayor's mansion, any one of these facts was enough for him to take Jiang Chen's life. I only have one life. It's a pity that you don't have the ability to take it away. Jiang Chen shrugged. He did not place the third young master in his eyes at all. The killing intent on his body was extremely dense. The third young master wanted to kill Jiang Chen. Coincidentally, Jiang Chen did not plan on being polite to the third young master either. Third young master, this person is very strong. You can't underestimate him. I personally saw him kill a first heavenly layer earth source expert. In my opinion, we should hurry up and inform the experts of the city lord's estate, Zhang Yanshi hurriedly said. He had personally witnessed Jiang Chen's strength. It could be said that it was extremely terrifying, or it could be said that he had long been scared out of his wits by Jiang Chen. Against Jiang Chen, he could not muster up the slightest bit of fighting spirit. Asterisk pa. Asterisk unexpectedly, the third young master flipped off his horse and slapped Zhang Yanshi across the face, causing him to feel dizzy and disoriented. Zhang Yanshi, you've been scared silly by him. You're actually trying to boost his morale and diminish this young master's prestige. The third young master was extremely arrogant. He did not believe that the person in front of him was that strong. Even more so, he did not believe that someone would dare to attack him in the city of 10,000 evils. This was the city of 10,000 vile, and who was he? He was the third young master of the city of 10,000 vile, the local tyrant of this place. Anyone who dared to disrespect him was simply courting death. That's right. From the brat's aura, he's only at the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. What's there to be afraid of? Zhang Yanshi, I'm starting to doubt what you said before. How could someone like that kill a 1st heavenly layer Earth Source expert and scare a 2nd heavenly layer Earth Source expert like you silly? You're still standing here trying to pull the third young master down. A 2nd heavenly layer Earth Source expert snarled at Zhang Yanshi. As a follower of the third young master, his status was much higher than ordinary guards. Moreover, Zhang Yanshi's status in the City Lord's estate was clearly not very high. Otherwise, he would not have been sent to guard the cliff. You guys. Zhang Yanshi was so angry that he was speechless. He simply flicked his sleeves and stopped talking. Since you want to suffer, then go ahead. You will know how powerful this white-clothed young man is in a while. I don't believe that he can kill a 1st heavenly layer Earth Source expert. Let me try him. A 1st heavenly layer Earth Source guard stepped forward. With a movement of his body, he dismounted from his horse. This person was extremely arrogant, completely looking down on Jiang Chen. In his eyes, there was an insurmountable gap between the Unity Origin realm and the Earth Source realm. The difference was self-evident. The guard moved as soon as he dismounted. He was eager to show off in front of the third young master, so his fist whistled towards Jiang Chen's face. Zhang Yanshi could not help but shake his head when he saw this. This bastard was looking to die. Don't blame me for not warning him. Arg, as expected, a miserable shriek rang out. The guard's fist had disappeared before it could even reach Jiang Chen. No one saw how Jiang Chen did it. One of the guard's arms had been chopped off from the shoulder. The severed arm fell onto the ground, and blood gushed out from the wound like a fountain. You're right. Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. The guard's chest was not smooth, clearly not cut by a sword or saber. The whip in Jiang Chen's hand was dripping with blood. The guard's arm had clearly been chopped off by Jiang Chen's whip. Everyone, including the third young master, could not help but be moved. They had been so close, yet they had failed to see how Jiang Chen had moved. Fast. It was just too fast. It was unbelievably fast. It looked like Zhang Yanshi was not speaking without thinking. The white-clothed young man did indeed have the strength to kill a 1st heavenly layer Earth Source expert. Swish! The whip in Jiang Chen's hand whistled once again. The 1st heavenly layer Earth Source guard's shriek immediately stopped, because he no longer had the chance to do so. He had followed in the footsteps of the previous guard, split in half by Jiang Chen's whip. Voila! The crowd was thrown into an uproar. The people on both sides of the street crowded over. Someone from the City Lord's estate had been killed right in front of the third young master's eyes. This was like a dream. If they had not seen it with their own eyes, who would believe it? No one would dare to do such a thing even if they had eaten a tiger's gall. That's too badass, but this young man probably doesn't know what he's doing. He probably doesn't know what kind of person he's offended. What a pity. To be able to kill a 1st heavenly layer Earth Source expert so casually with a cultivation of the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm, a genius like that must be an elite of some large organization. It's a pity that he's going to die in the city of myriad evils. Yeah, he's killed 2 of the third young master's subordinates. With how vicious the third young master is, how could he possibly give him a chance to live? The City Lord's estate is filled with experts. As long as the third young master summons them, a large number of Earth Source experts will come. Everyone was shocked. They had seen vicious people before, but they had never seen someone this vicious. There was a saying that a newborn calf was not afraid of a tiger. In their eyes, this was probably how the young man before them was described. He had just entered the land of exiles, so he had no idea how terrifying it was, which was why he dared to make a move. Anyone who had even the slightest understanding of the land of exiles and knew that this was the city of myriad evils would probably not dare to do something like this. Kill him for me! The third young master roared. All of his subordinates charged forward. The 2 second heavenly layer Earth Source experts surrounded Jiang Chen from the front and back. Viciousness appeared on their faces. Even though they had personally witnessed Jiang Chen kill a first heavenly layer Earth Source expert, they were experts of a higher realm after all. They did not believe that Jiang Chen could fight someone 2 levels higher than him, let alone a major realm higher. Zhang Yanshi, what are you doing? Hurry up. The third young master could not help but fly into a rage when he saw Zhang Yanshi trembling, not daring to move. God damn it. Zhang Yanshi could not help but curse inside. He did not have the slightest bit of courage to fight against Jiang Chen. He had originally thought that he had escaped from Jiang Chen's clutches, but who would have thought that the third young master would not listen to his advice and would push him into the fray? Chapter 4088. Swish. A sword appeared in Zhang Yanshi's hand as he joined the fray. 3 second heavenly layer Earth origin experts surrounded Jiang Chen from 3 sides, while the others formed another circle behind him. It seemed like they did not plan on giving Jiang Chen any chance to escape. Grandpa, will Big Brother die? The little boy saw all of this and asked his grandfather worriedly. This was a concern that came from the heart of a child. Although the child was still young, he already had his own wisdom, and he knew who was a good person. Jiang Chen had just saved their lives, and this was something that the little boy had seen with his own eyes. Naturally, his heart would side with Jiang Chen. If Jiang Chen turned his head, he would definitely discover in shock that the scars on the boy's face had completely recovered. They were completely healed. His skin was smooth, no different from when he had not been injured. That won't happen. The old man smiled, but the worry in his eyes was even greater than Xiaolong's. However, the old man still had some confidence in Jiang Chen. This confidence originated from the pill that Jiang Chen had given him. Only after consuming it did the old man realize that it was a miraculous pill. In such a short amount of time, his wounds had mostly recovered. Aside from his broken hand that could not grow back, his current state was no worse than before. A person who could take out such a powerful pill was definitely not an ordinary person. The old man was even more confident that the white-clothed young man before him was not a reckless person. He definitely knew what he was doing. However, the old man really did not know how Jiang Chen could fight against the entire City Lord's estate with a mere 9th heavenly layer unity origin cultivator. Killing intent soared into the sky and the smell of blood assailed the nostrils. Killing happened every day in the city of myriad evils. The people did not care about it, and most of them had developed a good habit of watching a show. I gave you a chance to live, but you didn't want it. Then I'll kill you first. Jiang Chen looked at Zhang Yanshi and said Lung Leng. A single sentence and a single gaze actually made Zhang Yanshi take 2 steps back in fear. Shua! However, Jiang Chen did not care whether he retreated or not. The long whip in his hand once again lashed out. The long whip was like a poisonous dragon. The angle of attack was extremely tricky, making people feel that it was impossible to defend against it. Zhang Yanshi's expression changed drastically, but he did not dare to be negligent at this moment. He quickly swung the sword in his hand, wanting to break Jiang Chen's whip. However, in the next moment, something terrifying happened. The long whip dodged Zhang Yanshi's sword in an extremely strange manner. The long whip changed its angle again, and in an instant, it was behind Zhang Yanshi's head. Poochie! With a poochie sound, the long whip came out from the back of Zhang Yanshi's head and came out from his forehead under everyone's shocked gazes. Zhang Yanshi felt as if he had been struck by lightning. His entire body was numb and soon, he lost all signs of life. At the last moment of his life, Zhang Yanshi was filled with regret. He rejoiced that he had correctly judged how terrifying Jiang Chen was and that he was no match for him. However, he also regretted that he had taken the initiative to step forward and throw away his life for nothing. What? The other 2 second heavenly layer Earth Source experts were completely frightened. This time they were truly frightened. Jiang Chen's movements were just too fast, like a bolt of lightning. He had killed Zhang Yanshi at such a close distance. The 2 of them did not even have the chance to help during the entire process. It's your turn. Jiang Chen pulled out the long whip from Zhang Yanshi's head, leaving behind a trail of blood. Afterwards, something tragic happened. Jiang Chen was like a demon, turning into a blur. The long whip in his hand danced back and forth, and wherever he passed, there would be miserable cries. At this moment, second heavenly layer Earth Source experts and fusion origin experts were completely useless before Jiang Chen. They were both weaklings, both ants that he could crush and kill at will. H. Earth-shaking cries rang out on the streets of the city of 10,000 evils. It was not that such cries had never been heard before, but the ones crying out now were usually the executioners. Now, their roles had changed. My God, he's so fierce. Awesome. I admire his courage. Those are the people of the City Lord's estate. Sigh. He's a peerless expert. I wonder how he'll deal with the experts of the City Lord's estate. I think the third young master has already started calling for help. Everyone was stunned. This white-clothed young man who had appeared out of nowhere was just too amazing. He was so fierce that it was a complete mess. Although the third young master was born in the city of 10,000 evils and was an extremely vicious person, he had never seen something like this before. He had always been the one killing others. No one had ever dared to show off in front of him. Fortunately, the third young master was not an easy person to deal with. He was not completely scared out of his wits. He immediately took out a talisman and crushed it on the spot. The third young master was a smart person. After witnessing Jiang Chen's abilities, he was very sure that even if he took action, he would not be Jiang Chen's opponent. After all, Jiang Chen could easily kill a second heavenly layer earth source expert, let alone a first heavenly layer earth source expert. Even if his talent was slightly better, it would be useless against Jiang Chen. The cries quickly disappeared. The entire street was filled with broken corpses, and the smell of blood in the air became even thicker and more pungent. Jiang Chen was like a king that had descended from the heavens, staring at the third young master with eyes filled with killing intent. Hiss! The third young master gasped. He could not help but feel his heart skip a beat. He was so scared that his mouth went dry. What do you want? The third young master subconsciously retreated. He had always thought that he was the devil of the city of 10,000 evils. Anyone who saw him would retreat. However, he had finally seen what a true devil was when he saw Jiang Chen today. Terrifying. It was a terrifying aura. With the rules of the land of exiles, what do you think I'll do to you? Jiang Chen could not help but laugh. You can't kill me. The third young master kept quiet out of fear. He knew the rules of the land of exiles too well. There was only killing here. He had wanted to kill Jiang Chen before, but now Jiang Chen had reversed the situation. It seemed like Jiang Chen wanted to kill him. Why can't I kill you? Is it because you're the third young master of the City Lord's estate? I don't care about such a shitty status. As Jiang Chen spoke, he had already lashed out with a whip in his hand. With a swish, the whip chopped off one of the third young master's arms. Ah! The blood-curdling screams that had just disappeared were heard again. The third young master would never have imagined that one day he would be screaming in the city of 10,000 evil, that he would lose his arm, and that his life would end in the city of 10,000 evil. This was simply a mockery. Damn it, you chopped off my arm. If you dare kill me, my father won't let you go. The City Lord's estate will tear you to pieces. The third young master roared, issuing a fatal threat. Stop. Chapter 4089. The 8 of them were all at the 9th heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm. The leader wore black robes and seemed to be in his 40s. He looked somewhat similar to the third young master, so it was obvious that he was the City Lord of the City of Evil, one of the 10 great villains of the land of exiles, Zhao Ba. Father, save me. The third young master immediately grasped at straws when he saw that his father had arrived and screamed at the top of his lungs. Jiang Chen reacted quickly and grabbed the third young master's shoulder, firmly restraining him, not giving him any chance to break free. A pair of wings appeared on the third young master's back. He wanted to escape, but it was too difficult for him to do so now that he was in Jiang Chen's hands. You bastard, let go of my son. Zhao Ba looked at Jiang Chen and shouted furiously. You think I'll let him go just because you say so? Humph. I'm going to kill him today. Jiang Chen snorted coldly. The third young master's fate was currently in his hands. His life or death was not up to him. Father, save me. The third young master's arm was in pain. Now that death was upon him, he no longer had any of his usual prestige. He had completely turned into a stray dog. His current appearance made many people cry out in delight. After all, the third young master was used to acting like a tyrant. He had killed many people in the City of Evil for the slightest disagreement. Brat, I don't care who you are. You've already angered me, but I'll still give you a chance to live. Let go of my son, and I'll let you go, said Zhao Ba. Zhao Ba said, Although he was one of the 10 great evildoers, he still loved his son dearly. Jiang Chen sneered as if he had heard a great joke. Could the words of the 10 great villains be trusted? As long as he let go of the third young master, Zhao Ba would immediately kill him. All that talk about keeping one's word and keeping one's word was a joke here. There was only one truth here, and that was the difference between life and death. Trust was nonsense. Xiaolong, stand behind me with grandfather. Jiang Chen ignored Zhao Ba. Instead, he looked at Xiaolong and his grandfather. This name, Xiaolong, was something he had heard from the old man, so he couldn't be mistaken. Jiang Chen had a new plan. He planned to use the ascending heaven stairway to leave the land of exile and send Xiaolong out. If it were not for Xiaolong, Jiang Chen would not have wanted to leave the land of exile so quickly. After all, he had just arrived. However, Xiaolong was definitely different from ordinary people and was not suitable to stay in the land of exile. He would first send Xiaolong to the martial pavilion to be nurtured and then find time to come to the land of exile. In any case, he had already found the spatial coordinates of the land of exile, so he could enter the stairway to heaven at any time. Moreover, Jiang Chen had promised to bring De Huang Dog over to play. It was a good opportunity for him to go out first. Not only could he do these two things, but he could also alleviate the crisis at hand. Zhao Ba would definitely not let him go. He would go out and lie low for a while. When he came back, the initiative would be in his hands. All right. Xiaolong was very courageous. He ran to the back of Jiang Chen. The elder was trembling. The pressure from those experts above the void was just too great. If he stood out now, he would certainly become their target. Perhaps he might even die. However, the old man had to listen to Jiang Chen. This was their benefactor. Moreover, the old man had a feeling that he could only truly survive by following Jiang Chen, although he did not know how Jiang Chen would face the scene before him. Whoosh! The dragon wings on Jiang Chen's back flapped, and he took the old man and Xiaolong into the sky with a whoosh. He stood opposite Zhao Ba with the third young master in his hand. He has such an ability? Zhao Ba was stunned. He was indeed a little surprised that Jiang Chen could fly, but that was all. What could a mere Unity Origin realm do even if he had a few more pairs of wings? In front of him, he was still like an ant. Do you think you can carry him away just because you have wings? How naive. Why don't you try? Zhao Ba sneered. The other experts of the 9th heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm had already surrounded them. Jiang Chen would not be able to escape even if he had wings. Unfortunately, Jiang Chen did not rely on his wings, but the even more mysterious stairway to heaven. I'll say it one last time. I'll give you one last chance. Let go of my son, and I'll let you go. Zhao Ba said. What a joke. I can come and go as I please. Do you think you can threaten me? I'll kill your son right now. Let's see how you're going to stop me from leaving. Jiang Chen sneered. Then, under everyone's gaze, he killed the third young master with a single palm strike. Holy shit, he's crazy. Lunatic. He's a lunatic. He's deranged. He actually dared to kill the third young master under such circumstances. He's a classic example of someone who doesn't care about his life. He's crazy, he's crazy. Zhao Ba's going crazy. He's done for. The streets of the entire myriad evil city became restless. No one had thought that the white-clothed young man who had appeared out of nowhere would be so ferocious. He dared to kill Zhao Ba's son right in front of him, and while he was surrounded by so many 9th heavenly layer Earth Source realm experts, this could no longer be described as awesome. It had completely overturned the situation. No one knew where this person got his courage from. Perhaps he did not want to live anymore and wanted to drag a few people down with him before he died. Otherwise, how else could he explain it? Did he want to escape after killing someone? The 9th heavenly layer Earth Source realm experts had already surrounded the area. With Jiang Chen's Unity Origin realm cultivation, it would be useless even if he had wings. There was no way he could survive after killing the third young master. Bastard! How dare you kill my son? Dang! Zhao Ba was enraged. His eyes were bloodshot, and he roared. He didn't dare to believe that someone would dare to kill his son in front of him. Moreover, it was in the city of 10,000 evil. This was simply too outrageous. However, since this had already happened, his son's life could no longer be saved. The only thing he could do now was to avenge his son. Asterisk rumble. Asterisk Zhao Ba's aura surged. A giant hand was conjured by him, enveloping Jiang Chen. The hand covered the sky like a mountain. If he was struck by it, he would immediately be smashed to pieces, dying on the spot. However, Jiang Chen did not seem nervous at all. With the stairway to heaven, he had nothing to fear. Even Zhao Lingxiao could not kill him with a sneak attack, let alone Zhao Ba, who was merely at the peak of the Earth Source realm. I've already said that I'll come and go as I please. You can't do anything to me. Jiang Chen left these words behind. The void trembled, and he disappeared without a trace, along with the old man and the child. Rumble. Zhao Ba's violent attack landed on empty air, creating a huge wave in the sky above the city of Myriad Evil. Unfortunately, the attack did nothing. It did not even leave a scratch on the enemy. Where is he? Chapter 4090. What's going on? Where's that guy? He's gone. Did he escape? How did he manage to escape under such circumstances? That's ridiculous. That guy seems to only be at the Unity Origin realm. How could he escape under such circumstances? The streets became restless once again. Everyone couldn't help looking around, trying to find Jiang Chen's figure again. However, they were extremely disappointed. Jiang Chen had really disappeared. There wasn't even the slightest trace of his aura left. This was too miraculous. Other than miraculous, there was no other word to describe it. This had exceeded everyone's imagination and understanding. How could a Unity Origin realm expert possess such a powerful technique? This was extremely similar to what Star-Lords could do when they controlled Space Force, vanishing into nothingness. However, that white-clothed youth was clearly not a Star-Lord. If he was a Star-Lord, Zhao Ba wouldn't have dared to provoke him. Moreover, this was only the lowest level of the Land of Exiles. Even Heavenly Source experts couldn't enter this place, let alone Star-Lords. City Lord, that brat has disappeared. A 9th Heavenly Layer Earth Source expert said. They had already scanned the entire City of Evil with their divine sense, but they couldn't find any trace of Jiang Chen's aura. Impossible. It must be a smokescreen. How could a puny fusion origin realm cultivator vanish before so many of us? He can't have gone far. Search for him. Chase him in all directions. How dare he kill my son? Dig him out even if we have to dig 3 feet into the ground. I want to tear him to pieces. Zhao Ba's anger soared to the heavens. In the city of Myriad Evil, such a thing had never happened before. In this place, he was the emperor, and his words were the imperial edict. Now, it was equivalent to someone killing his crown prince in the city of Myriad Evil, and it was done in front of him. This caused Zhao Ba to be incomparably furious, and he also felt that he had lost all face. The city of evil was in an uproar. All the experts of the City Lord's mansion were mobilized. With the city of evil as the center, everything within a radius of several thousand kilometers became their target. However, no matter how big the scene was, it would all be for naught in the end. It was completely useless. This was because not only was Jiang Chen not in the city of evil, he wasn't even in the Land of Exiles. Apart from being used to escape, the stairway to heaven had another powerful use, which was to memorize coordinates. The so-called memory coordinates were the places where he had appeared before, and he could return to them at any time. Jiang Chen had entered the Land of Exile through the Netherworld platform from the center of the Chilling Mountain. Before entering the Land of Exile, Jiang Chen had used the stairway to heaven to record his position. Therefore, at this moment, Jiang Chen used the Sky Ascension Stairway and easily returned to the great river of Mount Chilling. Jiang Chen descended from the sky above the valley with the old man and the child. We're not dead? The old man was still in a state of shock as he looked around. He didn't know where he was, but he was sure that he wasn't dead, and the experts of the City of Evil hadn't come after him. The old man was overjoyed. There was no way he wouldn't be overjoyed. Look at the situation in the City of 10,000 Evil. It was a situation of certain death. There was no way he could escape. For the old man, this was like a second life. This is no longer the Land of Exile. This is the Crimson Afterglow Astral's Crimson East region. Jiang Chen said. What? We've left the Land of Exile? The old man's body trembled. He couldn't believe his ears. He quickly looked around again and found that the environment here was indeed different from the Land of Exile. Moreover, there was no special oppressive and ferocious aura in the void. For a moment, The old man was in tears. He felt like he was dreaming. When he first entered the sinful region, he had given up hope. He never dreamed that he would have a chance to walk out of the land of exile in this lifetime. Thank you, young master, for saving our lives. Xiaolong, hurry up and kowtow to our benefactor. The old man was so emotional that he took Xiaolong's hand. Both grandfather and grandson were about to kneel. The old man didn't know what method Jiang Chen had used to set up the land of exile so easily and escape Zhao Ba's pursuit. However, this was no longer important. What was important was that they had walked out of the land of exile. With quick reflexes, Jiang Chen caught the old man and the dragon in a single move. There's no need for that. It's nothing. Jiang Chen said. Thank you, big brother. Xiaolong's big eyes were lively as he stared at Jiang Chen. His ignorant look was very cute. A child's eyes were the purest. He knew that this handsome big brother in front of him had saved his and his grandfather's lives. In his heart, Jiang Chen's great image had been completely established. Xiaolong, be good. Jiang Chen patted Xiaolong's head. He was even more surprised. The injury on this little guy's face had actually recovered without a trace. My name is Fu. May I know your name, benefactor? Fu asked. Just call me Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen said, Uncle Fu, where are you from? Why did you enter the land of exile? Normally, Jiang Chen wasn't interested in the identity of Fu and his grandfather. However, because of Xiaolong's shocking recovery ability, it was hard for Jiang Chen not to be interested. We are also from the Qixia astral realm. However, we are from the Qinan region, not the Qidong region. As for why we entered the land of exile, sigh, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Fu sighed heavily, as if he had something he couldn't say. Jiang Chen couldn't help but frown as well. It looked like the reason behind this was different from what he'd imagined. There must be a reason for the grandfather and grandson to enter the land of exiles. However, since Fu was unwilling to talk about it, Jiang Chen naturally wouldn't ask too much. In this world, everyone had their own secrets, and everyone had the right to keep them. Little Chunzi, Lord Dog is here. At that moment, a gust of wind blew in the distance. De Huang Dog rushed over in a hurry. Before he even arrived, he was already shouting. Jiang Chen and De Huang Dog cherished each other's hearts. He had long known that Jiang Chen would definitely return, so he had stayed near Chileang Mountain. As soon as Jiang Chen walked out of the land of exile, De Huang Dog sensed it. How was it? Was the land of exile fun? De Huang Dog came to Jiang Chen's side and shook his head. What a cute dog. Xiaolong looked at De Huang Dog, and his eyes immediately lit up. F***CK, you're cute too. Your whole family is cute. Where did this baby come from? He doesn't know how to talk. De Huang Dog couldn't take it anymore. How could the word cute be used to describe his incomparably powerful image? It was a great humiliation. Kid, who is this child? You've only been in the land of exile for a while, and you already have a child? De Huang Dog looked at Jiang Chen. This child is not simple. Take a look and see if you can see anything. Chapter 4091. Is it really so magical? De Huang Dog's eyes lit up. He looked at the little dragon and began to size it up again. However, after a while, De Huang Dog could not see anything special about it. I can't see it clearly, but this kid is definitely not simple. Maybe he has an extremely special physique in the eternal world. With some training, he will definitely become a great person. De Huang Dog said. Jiang Chen nodded. Even with his and De Huang Dog's eyesight, they could not see through the little dragon. In fact, this was normal. After all, the eternal world was at the top of the universe. It was much higher than the world that Jiang Chen and the others were originally in. There would definitely be some things that did not exist in the original world. Therefore, even if Jiang Chen had become the master of a world, he was still not the master of a universe. The difference between the master of a world and the master of a universe was like night and day. There would definitely be some magical people and things in the eternal world that exceeded their knowledge. This was normal. They could not see through the little dragon's physique, which meant that this physique did not appear in the original world that Jiang Chen came from. However, with their eyesight, although they could not see through the little dragon's physique, they were sure that this little guy was definitely not ordinary. Jiang Chen told De Huang Dog everything that happened in the land of exile from beginning to end. In fact, There was not much to tell. He had only been in the land of exile for a short while. How many big things could have happened? Speaking of which, you're really awesome. You've only been here for a short while, and you've already provoked a city. It's a pity that I wasn't there. Otherwise, you'd definitely be awe-inspiring. De Huang Dog sighed. Your bragging skills are getting better and better. Jiang Chen slapped De Huang Dog's head. De Huang, take off Fu and the little dragon to the martial pavilion to settle down first. Let the little dragon cultivate in the martial pavilion. Jiang Chen said. Where are you going? De Huang Dog immediately opened his mouth and bit the leg of Jiang Chen's pants, afraid that this guy would leave him behind again. F***CK. I'm not running. I'm going to the Sky Feather Mountain. Jiang Chen said. Sky Feather Mountain? Harpy territory. De Huang Dog's eyes lit up. That's right. The feather race has been plotting to kill me and even sent me to the land of exile. If I don't teach them a lesson, wouldn't that make me, Jiang Chen, seem useless? Bring them to the martial pavilion first, then look for me at the Sky Feather Mountain. Let's have a hunt. Jiang Chen said. Damn it, he's causing trouble in the Harpies' territory. Just thinking about it makes me excited. De Huang Dog jumped up and down excitedly, then brought a Fu and Xiaolong towards the martial pavilion. Jiang Chen's body swayed and disappeared from the Red Ridge Mountain. Since he was back, he could not return to the land of exile for nothing. After all, the city of evil was trying to kill him, so he might as well let them work for a while. Jiang Chen wanted to teach the Harpies a lesson. Zhao Lingxiao was bent on framing him and taking his life. How could Jiang Chen be polite? Before returning to the land of exile, he would first cause trouble for the Harpies. Even if he could not completely destroy the Harpies, he would at least make their lives uneasy. Jiang Chen had already made the following arrangements. Using the stairway to heaven, he would go back and forth in the land of exile. He had completely turned the land of exile into his backyard, a place to train. Now, Jiang Chen had to thank the feather race and Zhao Lingxiao. If it wasn't for Zhao Lingxiao, Jiang Chen wouldn't have been able to find such a good training ground like the land of exiles. The Sky Feather Mountain was the hinterland of the Harpies in the Red East region. With the Sky Feather Mountain as the center, there were 4 cities within a radius of 100,000 miles that belonged to the Harpies. The 4 cities were connected to the Sky Feather Mountain and were directly under the jurisdiction of the Sky Feather Mountain. In the Red East region, the Harpies were the largest tribe apart from the human tribe. However, compared to the human tribe, their numbers were still far behind. However, the Harpies had their own advantages. Ordinary humans were completely vulnerable in front of the Harpies. This time, Jiang Chen's target was not these 4 cities, but the Sky Feather Mountain. The center of the Harpies was the Sky Feather Mountain. Basically, all the Harpies with noble bloodlines lived there. Jiang Chen arrived at the foot of the Sky Feather Mountain. He found a random place and sat down. He chewed on a straw in his mouth, relaxed for once. Hunting. That's right. Hunting. Jiang Chen had already locked onto an area at the foot of the Sky Feather Mountain. He had already investigated this area. This was basically the place that the Harpies had to pass through to come out of the Sky Feather Mountain. Birdman, if you come out, I'll kill you. I'll kill you until you don't dare to come out of the mountain. The corner of Jiang Chen's mouth curled into a sneer. His eyes shone with a cold light. The heavenly dragon sword was right beside him. The real hunt had begun. Not long after, 3 to 5 Harpies flew out of the Sky Feather Mountain slowly. There were 3 young people, 2 men and 1 woman. One was at the 2nd heavenly layer of the Earth Source Realm, while the other 2 were at the 1st heavenly layer of the Earth Source Realm. With such cultivation, they could be considered as rare geniuses in the Harpies. We've finally dealt with Jiang Chen and sent him into the land of exiles. Even if he has 3 heads and 6 arms, he won't be able to walk out of there in this lifetime. Humph. We let him off too lightly by not killing him directly. It's a pity that the peerless genius of the 5th young master died in the hands of that bastard. I heard that he's the reincarnation of a powerful person. He's very powerful. Our patriarch once personally went after him, but he still managed to escape. Fortunately, he was exiled this time. Otherwise, he would definitely be a fatal threat to our Harpies in the future. The 3 of them spoke one after another, all of them discussing Jiang Chen. Of course, it was normal for them to talk about Jiang Chen. After all, the battle between him and the 5th young master on the Chilling Mountain had just happened not too long ago. They had only just returned to the Chilling Mountain after watching the battle. This was because Jiang Chen did not stop after entering the land of exiles. He came out after killing the third young master of the City of Evils. The geniuses of the Harpies would never have imagined that the exiled Jiang Chen was like a ferocious tiger, staring at them fiercely. Whoosh! Suddenly, a figure blocked their way. The three of them were stunned. Someone actually dared to block their way on the rising sky Feather Mountain. The three of them looked at the figure in front of them almost at the same time. They saw a young man with dragon wings on his back. He held a sword in his hand and looked at them with malicious intent. Jiang Chen! The three of them exclaimed almost at the same time. The three of them had gone to the Chilling Mountain to watch the battle and were all too familiar with Jiang Chen. Even if they had never seen Jiang Chen before, they could recognize Jiang Chen at a glance. Chapter 4092. The three of you, don't you feel a sense of closeness when you see me? Jiang Chen said with a smile. Closeness? Closeness your head. There was no sense of closeness, not even the slightest sense of closeness. It was impossible for them to have a sense of closeness to Jiang Chen in their lifetime. However, at this moment, they were incomparably shocked. Weren't you exiled? How could you appear here? Impossible. You're not Jiang Chen. Who are you? We saw Jiang Chen being exiled to the land of exile by the Netherworld stage. How long has it been? It's impossible. Deliberately mystifying. Someone must be using a trick to impersonate Jiang Chen. No matter who it is, he's courting death by coming to the Sky Feather Mountain. Kill him. At this moment, the three of them were extremely restless. A moment ago they were still discussing about Jiang Chen, and in the blink of an eye, Jiang Chen had appeared in front of them like a ghost. It didn't feel real at all. They saw Jiang Chen being exiled by the Netherworld stage with their own eyes. So when they saw Jiang Chen again, they could not help but be shocked. But the three of them also knew that whether they were willing to believe it or not, they already had the answer in their hearts. The one in front of them was undoubtedly Jiang Chen. They could not imagine how this guy came out of the land of exile. Or it could be said that the Netherworld stage failed and did not send Jiang Chen away at all. But they were even more impressed by Jiang Chen's courage. Even if he did not die, he still dared to come to the Sky Feather Mountain alone. This courage was truly admirable. I don't have time to waste with you guys. Jiang Chen took the lead and did not give them a chance to attack. The heavenly dragon sword in his hand was swung back and forth. The three of them could only let out 3 screams before they were completely killed by Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen had come to kill. He wanted to kill as many as he could without alerting the higher-ups of the feather race. He wanted to show the feather race his power and make them fear him like he was the king of hell. Jiang Chen was just too powerful right now. A second heavenly layer earthly source realm expert was not his match at all. Once he reached the earthly source realm, he would become even more terrifying. Jiang Chen's actions were very clean and efficient. After killing the people, he directly disappeared and hid. Although the killing was quick, the final screams of the 3 feather disciples alerted some of the people outside Sky Feather Mountain. Not long after Jiang Chen disappeared, a dozen guards from the Sky Plume Mountain range appeared. They were much weaker, and none of them were at the Earth Source realm. They were probably the guards of the mountain. When the feather men saw the 3 corpses, their expressions changed greatly. This is the corpse of an Earth Source realm genius of the feather race. He was just killed. Quick! Inform the higher-ups. An enemy has invaded. Everyone, be alert. This person is too bold. He dares to come to the Sky Plume Mountain range and commit murder. The group of guards became nervous. There was no way they could not be. The enemy had already killed his way to their doorstep. This was a typical demonstration of power. He did not put the feather race in his eyes at all. 3 Earth Source realm experts of the feather race had died just like that. If this news spread, the feather race would lose face. Whoosh! As he spoke, a sword net whizzed out from the void and completely enveloped the dozen or so guards. Ah! Miserable screams rang out once again. The net of swords turned into streaks of sharp sword chi, piercing through all the guards. In the blink of an eye, all of them fell down, forming a river of blood. The poor guards did not even have the chance to report before they were all killed. Not a single one was left alive. Jiang Chen appeared like a god of death. He then continued to hide. Half an hour later, another person walked out from the feather race. This time, it was an old man, an elder at the third heavenly layer of the earth source realm. As the elder flew through the air, he could smell the stench of blood in the air. He couldn't help but furrow his brows. An earthly source realm expert had very sharp senses. The elder immediately stopped and lowered his head. It was very rare for the smell of blood to appear in the center of the Sky Plume mountain range. What? The elder's body shook violently as he flew down. Seeing the corpses of the feather race at the foot of the mountain, a wave of anger surged out from his body. Who is it? How dare you come to the Sky Plume mountain range and kill people? The elder shouted as he looked around. A battle spear had already appeared in his hand. It was the first time that someone had come to the Sky Plume mountain range to kill people. It's me? A voice rang out. Jiang Chen had already appeared behind the elder like a ghost. The elder sensed a trace of danger. He quickly turned around and looked at Jiang Chen. A human? You're only at the Syntagma realm. You're Jiang Chen? The elder recognized Jiang Chen with a single glance. His expression changed drastically just like the people before. Currently, everyone in the feather race, even the entire Red East region, knew that Jiang Chen had been exiled to the land of exile by the Netherworld platform. What kind of place was the land of exile? Once you entered, you could forget about leaving. Not even a day had passed since the battle between the 5 young masters at the Crimson Mountain Range. Jiang Chen, who should have been in the land of exile, had actually appeared in the Sky Plume Mountain Range unscathed. No one would be able to understand the reason behind this. Let alone this elder of the feather race. Even if the patriarch of the feather race, Zhao Lingxiao, personally came out, he would also widen his eyes in shock. He had personally witnessed Jiang Chen being sucked in by the Netherworld platform. He knew all too well how powerful the Netherworld platform was. It was impossible for him to escape. Unfortunately, no one knew where the stairway to heaven was. The stairway to heaven was a cheating device on Jiang Chen, especially in a place like the Red East region that did not even have a Star Lord. A stairway to heaven that could connect to space at will was basically the foundation for survival. To put it bluntly, Jiang Chen could survive in the entire Crimson Glow astral boundary just by relying on the stairway to heaven. Unless a Star Lord personally acted, it would be extremely difficult for anyone to kill him. To kill Jiang Chen, one would first have to steal the stairway to heaven. However, the stairway to heaven had a spirit. Once it recognized a master, it would become one with the master. It would be extremely difficult for outsiders to steal it. Yes, it's me. Jiang Chen shrugged, not hiding his identity at all. So, you're saying that these people were all killed by you? The elder of the feather race was enraged. A powerful aura immediately soared and drifted around the entire Sky Plume mountain range. At the same time, the elder crushed a talisman in his hand. The talisman turned into a beam of light that soared into the sky and exploded. It was incomparably beautiful. At the same time, a voice came out from the elder's mouth. Someone has come to invade the Sky Plume mountain range. Chapter 4093. Although they were both at the third heaven of the Earth Source realm, the elder's battle prowess was not on the same level as the fifth son, Zhao Ganqing. Although Jiang Chen was only at the ninth heaven of the Unity Source realm, his battle prowess was so terrifying that it could not be estimated with common sense. The elder knew very well that if he were to fight with Jiang Chen face to face, Jiang Chen would not even need to use his dragon transformation to kill him. Seeing the elder's signal, Jiang Chen was not worried at all. He had the sky ascending stairway with him, so he was not afraid at all. He did not plan to hide his identity this time. His goal was very simple. He wanted to show his strength to the Yu clan and make them fear for the rest of their lives. Old man, go to hell. The heavenly dragon sword in Jiang Chen's hand rippled as he attacked with sword 22. The elder was an expert at the third heaven of the Earth Source realm after all. Without using the dragon transformation, Jiang Chen still had to use a powerful technique to kill him. So fast. The elder was shocked. If he did not fight with Jiang Chen face to face, he would never understand how terrifying Jiang Chen was. For example, Jiang Chen's swordsmanship was utterly shocking in the elder's eyes. He had never seen such a sharp swordsmanship in his entire life. The elder did not hesitate and subconsciously raised the spear in his hand to block it. Unfortunately, the spear in the elder's hand paled in comparison to sword 22. Clang! The sword art was exquisite. The heavenly dragon sword contained the great way of the heaven and earth. Coupled with the elder's panic, he did not have the courage to fight with Jiang Chen face to face. Therefore, the moment the spear came into contact with Jiang Chen's heavenly dragon sword, the spear had already flown out of his hand. Sword 23. Jiang Chen's attack didn't slow down at all. After the 22 sword strikes, he followed up with the 23 sword strikes. The extremely sharp sword energy was like the killing intent of the heavens and earth. The old man only saw a cold light flash, and then there was nothing else. The Harpy Elder's eyes widened, and his gaze began to glaze over, losing all color. Pucci! Following that, the heads of the elders of the Feather Tribe fell to the ground. With just 2 strikes, the Feather Race's 3rd Heavenly Layer Earth Source Realm Elder died under Jiang Chen's sword. He did not even have the chance to resist. This was terror, this was terror, this was what a true monster was like. This kind of earth-shattering method, no matter who it was, they would have to retreat. Again, it was never fun to be enemies with Jiang Chen. Shua! After killing the elder, Jiang Chen disappeared once again. As long as he wanted to hide, even Zhao Lingxiao would not be able to find any traces of him. Not long after Jiang Chen disappeared, a large group of Feather Race experts rushed out of the Rising Sky Feather Mountain. The people who came out all had imposing presences. Some of them had wings on their backs, making them look gorgeous. The person at the front was handsome and seemed to be in his 30s. His cultivation was extremely strong, having reached the 5th heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm. Beside him was a young man who looked similar to him, also at the 4th heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm. With such cultivation at such a young age, he was definitely a true elite of the Feather Race. Behind them were quite a few earthly origin experts. There were even 8th heavenly layer earthly origin experts among them. This lineup was not small at all. Third brother, look. The young man at the 4th heavenly layer looked at the scene of the massacre. Everyone looked over as well. When they saw clearly what was happening, a sliver of anger and graveness appeared on their faces. Third master, 4th master, be careful. An elder said. He quickly circled around the Rising Sky Feather Mountain, but he found nothing. The 2 young experts at the 4th and 5th heavenly layer were the 3rd and 4th master of the Feather Race. Jiang Chen hid in the shadows and saw everything. He could not help but praise Zhao Lingxiao's prodigy. Each of his sons was stronger than the last. None of them were easy to deal with. Zhao Lingxiao has already lost 5 of his 9 sons. There are only 4 left. Very good. I'll let you brothers reunite one by one. The corner of Jiang Chen's mouth revealed a trace of a smile. The feeling of hunting and killing was too wonderful. Who dares to commit murder in my Rising Sky Feather Mountain? Get out here. The 3rd master's aura surged as his voice spread far and wide. Jiang Chen sneered inwardly. He obviously would not go out at this time. He was here to hunt. Jiang Chen wanted to play the role of an assassin, a true assassin hidden in the shadows. To put it bluntly, if Jiang Chen wanted to be an assassin, then all the assassins in the world would lose their jobs. He was the true king of assassins. He would only choose the most appropriate time to strike. Once he struck, he would definitely take his enemy's life. Not only did Jiang Chen want to be an assassin, but he also wanted to cast a shadow over the hearts of the Feather Race. Someone had come to their doorstep to kill, but they could not even see what the enemy looked like. This kind of invisible fear was the most terrifying. The days of fear for the Feather Race had arrived. Looks like he's already escaped, the 4th master said. It must be a human. The 3rd master gritted his teeth. This person is a little too bold. He actually dared to come to the Rising Sky Feather Mountain to kill people. He's going too far. Chase him. He can't have gone far. If he managed to kill so many people at the Rising Sky Feather Mountain, where would they put their face in the future? Pass down the order. Immediately seal off the Rising Sky Feather Mountain. Everyone split up and chase after him. Once you find him, contact him using talismans. The 3rd master gave the order. This matter concerned the pride of the Feather Race. They could not let it go so easily. All right, split up. He can't have gone far. The human speed can't be faster than ours, the 4th young master said. Then, he casually brought the 2 of them and flew off in a certain direction. The 3rd master led a few people and the elders gave chase as well. They split up in different directions. It seemed that the Feather Race was determined to catch the human. The Feather Race was naturally arrogant. Their bloodline was naturally noble. Apart from themselves, all other races were lowly in their eyes. Now that someone had come to their doorstep to kill people, It was undoubtedly an affront to the pride of the feather race. Even if they had to dig 3 feet into the ground, they had to find the human. The group of people quickly dispersed. Jiang Chen appeared again like a ghost. He appeared at the foot of the rising sky feather mountain. He had concealed his aura just now, so the third master and the others did not sense him at all. At this time, De Huang Dog had also arrived quietly, running to Jiang Chen's side. For God's sake, didn't you say you would wait for Lord Dog? Why did you make the first move? I haven't even warmed up yet, and you've already lured out the experts of the feather race. Chapter 4094. What do you know? I'm luring the snake out of its hole. On the surface, it looks like they're chasing after me, but I'm actually choosing to kill them. Jiang Chen slapped a Huang Dog's head. So you're saying that our game has only just begun? With how sharp De Huang Dog was, his eyes immediately lit up. He and Jiang Chen were just too well coordinated. They could understand each other's intentions with a single sentence or a single glance. That's right. It's impossible to kill anyone at the foot of the rising feather mountains, but it's even better now. Do you see those people chasing after me? Which one do you think we should start with? Jiang Chen looked at De Huang Dog and asked. In my opinion, the fourth master is more suitable, but that bastard is a fourth heavenly layer earth source expert. He's much stronger than the fifth master. If you don't reach the earth source realm, it'll be very difficult for you to be his opponent. Plus, he has 2 fourth heavenly layer earth source experts with him. They're nothing to be afraid of. I've just reached the second heavenly layer, so killing them will be very easy. De Huang Dog said. Then that's it. Have you forgotten what I'm best at? The fourth master is strong, but I can borrow his strength to increase my own strength. Even if I can't reach the earth source realm, we can still kill him if we work together. Jiang Chen chuckled. He did not take the fourth master seriously at all. It was exactly because the fourth master was stronger that Jiang Chen was so interested in him. If the fourth master was a weakling, Jiang Chen would not even bother with him. Moreover, with De Huang around, killing a fourth heavenly layer earth source fourth master would be a piece of cake if the two of them worked together. Zhao Lingxiao had schemed against him time and time again. Since he could not win against the old, he would naturally vent his anger on the young. Don't you have a lot of sons? I'll kill every single one of them for you. Kill him. De Huang Dog shook his head from side to side. He was a guy who loved to see the world in chaos, and he loved excitement. Now that he and Jiang Chen had come to the heart of the harpies to stir up trouble, there was nothing more exciting than this. Right now, De Huang Dog's blood was boiling from head to toe. He couldn't wait to get rid of the fourth young master. 2 streaks of light flew out from the foot of the sky feather mountain, flying in the direction that the fourth young master and the others had disappeared in. These 2 figures were extremely fast, like lightning, and were soundless. They came and went without a trace, making it impossible for anyone to catch a trace of them. 1,000 miles away from the sky feather mountain was a wasteland. 3 figures were wandering back and forth in the wasteland. The void was filled with invisible divine wills. The 3 figures were none other than the fourth prince and the 2 fourth heavenly layer feather clan elders who had come to hunt down Jiang Chen. The 3 of them swept through the area and finally gathered together. Fourth young master, do we still need to continue chasing? Asked one of them. There's no need. With our speed, that person can only escape this area at most if he ran in this direction. Since we can't find him, it means that he didn't run in this direction. Let's go back, said the fourth young master. The fourth young master's eyes were sparkling, and he seemed extremely wise and far-sighted. Fourth young master, wouldn't it be a pity if we just go back like this? A voice suddenly rang out from behind. Who is it? The 3 of them hurriedly turned around in shock. Their expressions were rather grim, as they had not sensed anyone appear behind them at all despite their cultivation. More importantly, they had just scanned the entire area with their divine wills, but they had not found a single person. Now that someone had suddenly appeared, it could only mean that the newcomer was not ordinary. Their gazes met. The fourth young master's eyes blazed with fury the moment he saw Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen? You're Jiang Chen? Said the fourth young master loudly. He had not seen Jiang Chen before, nor had he been present when the fifth young master and Jiang Chen had fought on Chiliang Mountain. However, the feather race had described Jiang Chen too much, especially his pair of dragon wings, which were extremely eye-catching. Moreover, this guy had a dog with him, and his cultivation was only at the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm. In the entire Crimson East region, there was probably no other person with such a cultivation who dared to appear before him, apart from Jiang Chen. That's right, it's me. You've already chased me for thousands of kilometers. Wouldn't it be too much of a pity if you just go back like this? In order not to let the fourth young master feel too much regret, I'm prepared to stand out and give you a chance for revenge. Jiang Chen said indifferently. Impossible. Haven't you already entered the land of exile? An elder of the feather race was filled with disbelief. A person who should have been in the land of exile had suddenly appeared before them. It was all like a dream. Humph. Whether I go to the land of exile or not is up to me, not you. You think you're scheming against me, but you don't know that your schemes are child's play in my eyes. Jiang Chen snorted coldly. Since you feather race have tried to frame me time and time again, there's nothing more to say. I've come today to kill. I'll kill every single one of you feather race, and I'll kill a group of them. Jiang Chen was extremely arrogant. His words were extremely arrogant. Probably only Jiang Chen would dare to say something like that outside the rising sky feather mountain. I saw him being sucked in by the netherworld platform with my own eyes. How could he appear here unharmed? The other elder was also dumbfounded. There was no way he wouldn't be surprised to see Jiang Chen here. Very well, Jiang Chen. It's best that you didn't enter the land of exile. You gave me a chance to kill you and avenge my brothers. If you had really entered the land of exile, it would have been a pity. However, you really shouldn't have come to the rising sky feather mountain to kill people. Insulting the dignity of the feather race is the stupidest thing you've ever done in your life. The fourth young master was filled with fighting spirit and murderous intent. In reality, when he heard that Jiang Chen had killed the fifth young master and had entered the land of exile, the fourth young master had regretted not being able to kill Jiang Chen with his own hands to avenge his brothers. Therefore, when the fourth young master saw Jiang Chen here, other than feeling shocked, he was more excited. He wanted to see if this monster the human race really had 3 heads and 6 arms. Fourth young master, we can't be careless with this person. Let's call for help, an elder said as a spirit talisman appeared in his hand. Take it back. Chapter 4095. The fourth young master's conceit was exactly as Jiang Chen had imagined. It was exactly because of this conceit that Jiang Chen and a Huang dog had chased after him fearlessly. He believed that the fourth young master would not let go of the chance to kill him alone, as his reputation in the Crimson East region was just too great. He was famous both among the humans and the winged race. Not only would killing him avenge his brothers, but he would also truly become famous and become an existence that the winged race truly believed in. All right. The 2 elders released their auras, locking onto the Huang dog. Although they knew that Jiang Chen was powerful, Jiang Chen was still at the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm after all. He had not reached the earthly source realm yet. He could kill the 5th young master, but the 4th young master was not someone the 5th young master could compare to. On the other hand, it would be a piece of cake for the 2 of them to deal with a 2nd heavenly layer earthly source dog. In other words, the 2 elders had their own selfish motives. If the 2 of them killed Jiang Chen and his dog with the 4th young master, they would also become famous in the winged race. They would definitely receive some decent rewards from the upper echelons of the race. No one was willing to miss out on such a great opportunity, and the 2 of them were no exception. Cut the crap. Damn it, hurry up and come at me together, you 2 old farts. The Huang dog could not wait any longer. He made his move before the 2 elders had even moved. With a sway of his body, the Huang dog grew to 30 meters tall. He shone with a violent golden light, like an ancient beast. He was unstoppable. Kill him. One of the elders bellowed and charged at the Huang dog, but he was stopped by the other elder. There's no need for the 2 of us to work together against a dog. Let me do it. The elder was extremely arrogant. He did not take the Huang dog seriously at all. This was the truth. On the surface, the Huang dog only seemed to be at the 2nd heavenly layer of the Earth Source realm, which was 2 whole levels lower than them. In the eyes of those who had never truly witnessed a Huang dog's terror, anyone would look down on him. F***CKU. Seeing that the other party actually dared to look down on him, the Huang dog couldn't take it anymore. He roared and charged forward. Damned dog, die. The elder waved his hand and unleashed a giant handprint. A towering giant hand descended from the sky like a barrier between heaven and earth. Its aura was extremely powerful, and it shrouded De Huang Dog's head. Trash. I'll let you know how powerful Lord Dog is. Golden light flickered above De Huang Dog's head. Facing the fourth heavenly layer Feather Race Elder's attack, De Huang Dog did not dodge. Instead, he faced it head-on. Stupid. Seeing this, the Feather Race Elder could not help but sneer. This was the stupidest defense he had ever seen. He knew very well how terrifying his palm was, yet this dog had actually used its head to block it. What was the difference between that and seeking death? The Feather Race Elder sneered, as if he could already see the scene of De Huang Dog's head being crushed by his palm. However, what happened next was worlds apart from what the Feather Race Elder had imagined. Asterisk rumble. Asterisk with a rumble, the air trembled and the sound shook the surroundings. The scene of De Huang Dog's head being crushed did not happen. What was more frightening was that the palm that he had conjured was completely unable to withstand a single blow from De Huang Dog's head. It was crushed by his opponent's head. What? The Feather Race Elder could not help but cry out in surprise. He looked at De Huang Dog as if he had seen a ghost. What was this thing? How could a dog's head be so hard? This was too ridiculous. I say, you're a piece of trash. What else do you have? Bring it on. This little bit of ability is only enough to tickle this grandpa dog. De Huang Dog's arrogance could not be suppressed at all. This dog is not ordinary. Let's attack together and get rid of him first, in case there are more complications. The other elder said. All right. The Feather Race Elder who had attacked earlier was no longer arrogant and prideful. After personally witnessing the terror of De Huang Dog, although he was not afraid, he no longer had the confidence to kill this dog. The two Feather Race Elders moved left and right, directly attacking De Huang Dog. A smile appeared at the corner of Jiang Chen's mouth. He did not care about the battle between De Huang Dog and the two Feather Race Elders at all. He was very clear about De Huang's abilities, and his battle experience was just too rich. Two ordinary elders at the fourth heaven of the Earth Source realm were not a match for De Huang Dog at all. Be it battle strength or speed, they were not on the same levels. The Feather Race's greatest advantage was their speed. When they lost their advantage in speed, they had no advantage at all. On the other side, the dragon wings on Jiang Chen's back flapped, and he arrived in front of the fourth young master. His aura fluctuated, and a terrifying force instantly rippled out from his body. At the same time, an earth-shaking dragon roar resounded, and Jiang Chen instantly transformed into a dragon. If he wanted to fight the fourth young master with his current strength, he would have to use the dragon transformation. Even if he used the dragon transformation, he would not be a match for the fourth young master. After all, the gap between them was not small. What a great transformation! Your battle strength can actually increase by 10 times in a short period of time, which is equivalent to crossing a level. However, even if you use this forbidden technique again, it's useless before me. The gap between our cultivations is just too great. I'd like to see just how you killed my fifth brother, the fourth young master Lang Lang said. He had not been present when Jiang Chen fought Zhao Ganqing on Chilean Mountain, so he had always been doubtful about how his fifth brother had lost to Jiang Chen, who was only at the Unity Source realm. He did not even have the chance to escape, and in the end, he was killed by Jiang Chen. Facing the guy who had killed 5 of his brothers and countless clansmen, the fourth young master could not hide his killing intent at all. This was why the fourth young master had felt very regretful when he heard that Jiang Chen had entered the land of exile. This regret was because he had not been able to kill Jiang Chen with his own hands and avenge his brothers and clansmen. Now, not only had Jiang Chen not entered the land of exile, but he had also come to the Rising Sky Feather Mountain. In the fourth young master's opinion, this was an opportunity given to him by the heavens. He had to grasp this opportunity. No matter what, he had to kill Jiang Chen today to make up for the regret in his heart and also to avenge his brothers. You'll find out soon enough. As Jiang Chen's aura fluctuated wildly, he waved his hand and struck out with the 5 elements combat dragon seal. True dragons were struck out one after another, all of them vivid and lifelike. Every dragon shadow seemed like a true dragon that had come to life. As the dragons roared, every single battle skill that Jiang Chen used was earth-shaking. In particular, when he used them in his draconified form, his battle prowess would multiply. What a powerful battle skill. It's a pity that your cultivation is still a little too weak. You can't pose any threat to me. The fourth young master was surprised. He was shocked by Jiang Chen's strength. Even as an enemy, He could not help but admit that the terrifying battle prowess that Jiang Chen displayed with his cultivation at the 9th heavenly layer could only be described as shocking. Putting aside the others, the 4th young master knew that it was impossible for him to do what Jiang Chen had done when he was at that level of cultivation. Chapter 4096. The 4th young master moved. He formed a seal with both hands and conjured an invisible mountain. The surrounding space trembled as violent energy wreaked havoc in the surroundings. With the 4th young master's roar, the invisible mountain of energy pressed down, colliding with the 5 berserk dragons in the most violent and barbaric manner. Rumble. The surroundings shook as the energy rippled outwards, creating a huge hole in the wilderness below. Black smoke billowed out, appearing extremely frightening. The berserk dragons conjured from the 5 elements battle dragon seal were no match for the 4th young master's invisible mountain in the end, so they were forcefully crushed to pieces. As expected, Jiang Chen was also sent flying dozens of meters away. However, even though he had gained the upper hand in a single move, the 4th young master did not feel happy at all, as the result was far too different from what he had expected. In his opinion, even if his attack could not kill Jiang Chen, it should at least heavily injure him. However, he had never thought that such a violent attack would only push Jiang Chen back. Jiang Chen's presence did not change at all. Let alone being injured, he did not even suffer any serious injuries. Just what the hell is this guy? The 4th young master ground his teeth. His gaze towards Jiang Chen could not help but change. He did not feel proud at all that he had defeated Jiang Chen, as the difference in their cultivation was just too great. Jiang Chen was at the 9th heavenly layer of the Unity Origin realm and had relied on some kind of forbidden technique to barely reach the earthly source realm. On the other hand, he was a true 4th heavenly layer earthly source expert. The difference between them was like night and day. If it were anyone else, the 4th young master's attack would have been enough to crush them to pieces. However, he was unable to do anything to Jiang Chen. Not bad, but if this is all you've got, then you're far too disappointing. Jiang Chen shook his head. With a wave of his left hand, the Qilin arm appeared and he attacked once again. Fighting against an expert like the 4th young master was what Jiang Chen truly wanted. Only in a battle like this could he constantly improve himself and force his cultivation to increase. This was also the reason why he had chased after the 4th young master. Humph. I want to see just how capable you are. The 4th young master coldly snorted and suddenly punched out. This punch contained the power to shatter the heavens and the earth. It felt like the universe was about to collapse. The dazzling golden fist was like a small mountain. It was extremely fast as it charged toward Jiang Chen. Roar. The Qilin divine arm was also extremely powerful. When Jiang Chen punched out, a fire Qilin appeared in front of him. It was steaming with raging flames. The incomparably powerful fire Qilin shadow collided with the golden fist of the 4th young master in the most violent and barbaric way. Boom! Once again, it felt like the heavens were collapsing and the earth was collapsing. The entire wilderness was shaking. The shock waves from the battle here could be felt for at least 100 miles. However, this place was desolate and uninhabited. Even within 100 miles, there was not a single person. Jiang Chen fought wantonly and was not worried that someone would come. Crack! It was undeniable that the 4th young master was really powerful. That dazzling fist really had the power to destroy the heavens and the earth. Jiang Chen's Qilin divine arm was directly destroyed and a cracking sound could be heard from his arm. If it was not for the fact that Jiang Chen's body was incomparably strong, his arm would have been crippled. However, this injury was nothing to Jiang Chen. He had the wood spiritual qi and the myriad qi to protect his body. As long as it was not a fatal injury, he could recover in the shortest time possible. It was a miracle. To put it bluntly, Jiang Chen had fallen into an invincible position in the battle just by recovering his injuries. Let me see how tough you are. The 4th young master shouted. After making Jiang Chen retreat with one punch, he threw out another punch. He had already made up his mind to go all out in one go and not give Jiang Chen any chance to breathe. Just in time. Jiang Chen was naturally not afraid. This was the kind of battle he wanted. The more the 4th young master pressured Jiang Chen, the happier he was. Under this kind of intense pressure, the source dragon in Jiang Chen's body also began to become restless. Once the source dragon became restless, it meant that Jiang Chen's potential would be stimulated and his cultivation would be forced to improve again. This was also the reason why Jiang Chen liked to fight with experts of a higher cultivation level after coming to the Eternal World. This was also proven to be the case. This was not the first time that Jiang Chen had advanced in battle. He improved himself in battle and turned defeat into victory after advancing. This had happened several times and it had been tried and tested. Rumble. Jiang Chen and the fourth young master were in a stalemate. Jiang Chen was constantly being suppressed by the fourth young master, and it seemed that he did not even have a chance to breathe. However, if one took a closer look, they would see that it was not Jiang Chen who looked anxious, but the fourth young master. Although the fourth young master had the upper hand, he was still unable to kill Jiang Chen despite using all his skills. Jiang Chen was like a cockroach with a tenacious vitality. No matter how the fourth young master tried to suppress him, Jiang Chen would always be able to fight back. What was even more frightening was that the injuries he inflicted on Jiang Chen were completely useless against Jiang Chen. The injuries he suffered in 1 second were completely healed in the next. This was too infuriating. Even if the fourth young master wanted to use a battle of attrition to slowly exhaust Jiang Chen, it would still be impossible. Jiang Chen seemed to be in peak condition all the time. Arg. Just as the battle between Jiang Chen and the fourth young master was getting heated, a miserable scream suddenly rang out not far away. Jiang Chen and the fourth young master looked over at the same time. They saw the De Huang dog biting a head in its mouth. The head obviously belonged to one of the elders of the Feather Clan. Deep fear and unwillingness appeared on the elder's face even as he died. The other elder was scared out of his wits. They were originally extremely confident. After all, 2 fourth Heavenly Layer Earth Source experts working together to deal with a second Heavenly Layer Earth Source monster. No matter how powerful the monster was, there was no reason for it to be their opponent. Unfortunately, the two of them only understood how terrifying the De Huang dog was after fighting it for real. It was simply abnormal, super abnormal. It could no longer be described with just the word terrifying. It was just too ferocious. Whether it was battle strength, physique or speed, they were not on the same level as the De Huang dog. More importantly, the dog's battle experience was just too abundant. The 2 elders of the Feather Clan could not even catch up to it. Tui. The De Huang dog spat out the head, before looking at the other Feather Clan elder, who was as silent as a cicada in winter with a strange gaze. Old man, it's your turn. You're tuning in to the Xueqi's Martial Arts Saga YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.